Salute, salute, salute. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. If people tell me tap in, let's work. Let's do what we do. Leonardo, thanks for tapping in. I appreciate it. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thank you. Appreciate it. I thank you for tapping in. Anybody else who's going to tap in, I appreciate it. As always, I give it to the 5 minute segment. The title is What Relationships Are Relevant? That's not the only topic I'm going to get into, but that's one of the main topics I'm going to get into today. Because it's really important to find out what relationships are important to people. You know what I mean? Because you think or you believe certain relationships are important, and constantly people show you that it don't mean nothing. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna specify why relationships don't mean nothing to people. And people play it off all the time, but I know how real this is. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just give it to the 5 minute mark. Whoever else gonna tap in, check in. I'm gonna give them time to do so. On this Saturday night, evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you at, across the globe, in the world. Thanks for spending time with me, whether that's a minute, an hour, 30 seconds. You're on playback, wherever you at. Thank you for tapping in. It means a lot to me. And keep tapping in, keep checking in. The video goes out to a larger, bigger, stronger audience. The more people check in, the more people hit that like button, so on and etc. All right, so keep hitting the like button, keep sharing, keep tapping in. Again, bigger audience, more people. So keep doing it. And I'm also understanding when people do that, it's harder for YouTube to stop the videos. You know what I mean? Like YouTube will be forced to push out and put the videos out there. So to everybody, keep doing that. That'll get the videos to more and more people. You know what I mean? So keep sharing, keep liking, so on and so forth. It's very important. Keep doing that. Like I said, I'm just gonna wait to the 5 minute mark and I'm gonna do what I do. You know what I mean? We're gonna build, we're gonna do what we gotta do. Everybody blessed, not stressed, not dealing with no headaches, no problems, none of that. Ain't no need for it. Live your life and do what's best for your mental health. That's what's going on. Live your life, do what's best for your mental health. That's what's going on. So again, make sure when you tapped in, if you're not a subscriber, you subscribe because I'm noticing too also before I get into the content that likes is being taken away, views is being taken away. And I've been seeing that lately. You know what I mean? Like how like multiple likes getting taken away, multiple views getting taken away. And that's confusing to me because it's like how? Like how a view or like multiple likes getting taken away. Like unless somebody's doubling back after they liked it and unlike it, that's the only thing I could think of. And that wouldn't upset me or bother me. It's like You ain't gotta troll me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta troll me. Like, you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. Ahmad tapped in. What's going on, Carla? Appreciate you. How you feeling? How you doing? Hope all is well with you. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm saying if you don't like it, you ain't gotta like it. And with trolling, it's like like where we going with that? Like we ain't getting away with that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I hope everything's good with you, Carla. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do. Leonardo, also thank you too, friend, for tapping in, for sharing, and liking. So I appreciate it. But so first and foremost, excellent, excellent, excellent. All is well, excellent. So first and foremost, a lot of us in life, we all have, had, and still have. We had, we have, and we still have relationships. See, the thing about relationships is that as people, we tend to put or place more onus on the relationships we want. And what that tend to do, or what that does sometimes, is that it take responsibility from other relationships. And we put pressure, and we don't even understand, see that, or know it. We putting pressure on other people to stay in relationships with us. And we have relationships with things and people that won't never see us, meet us, or acknowledge us. You know what I mean? Like when I was younger, in my 20s and even in my early 30s, I had relationships with things and people, and I had to wake up to the reality like I won't never see or meet these people. And even if I see these people or meet these people, I can't let them control relationships that I need to have with other people, my mom, my kids, other family members. Like I had relationships with basketball players, for example. Like I was devoted to watching those games and getting to know those players and the teams. It's like, damn, I may not never meet Magic Johnson or Michael Jordan or Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, so on and so forth. But I had to really pay attention that I had a serious relationship. Posters on the wall, sneakers, always watching the games, taping games, like just being too much overly consumed with the NBA or with the NFL or with baseball or with hip hop or with music. So it's like, yo, I gotta reevaluate that. And actually, when I really looked at myself and paid attention to it, I'm like, yo, I got these relationships for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like I got these relationships for no reason. It's like I'm becoming a follower. Like I'm doing what my classmates doing, or my peers is doing, or other family members is doing. Like I gotta learn how to create my own niche for life and for situations. When I sing that, I'm like, damn, I'll listen to an album, hip hop, rap, R&B, pop, soul, whatever. And it's like, damn, I'm getting into arguments about a song. I'm getting into an argument about a game, a sport. Like, nah, I'm too deep in it. Like I'm too deep in it. And I'm thankful that I realized that. Like it was told to me, but when it was told to me, I wasn't in my right state of mind and I was much younger and I ignored it. A family member was like, yo, you too deep into this music and sports, and like, yo, you gotta step back. You gotta take some steps back so you can start taking steps forward in your own life. And it's like, what you mean? And when I started to pay attention, like, damn, I am overly consumed. I'm overly consumed. And that's my point about relationships. Like, we'll argue with people about people we don't really know. We argue with people about people we may not never meet. And see, the thing about who we like and what we like, it don't matter because we like that thing or that person. It don't matter no more. And that's too deep into it. When you like something or somebody, you too deep. You too much embedded in the situation. Like, you willing to argue about that? And what I also analyze and notice about it, when you bring it to other people's attention, they get upset. Like, you like, yo, you caught up in that too much. They'll argue with you instead of taking a step back and analyzing it. Like yo, you too caught up in that singer. You too caught up in that comedian. You too caught up in that NBA player or that NFL player. It's like, what? What you mean? It's like, get if you could put that energy into yourself, you don't think you'll better your life? Put that energy into yourself. Or or when you look to expose certain things about situations and or things that people like, they get upset with you. Or you just mad, or you hating, or you a hater, or you mad in their spot or their situation or their predicament. And not true. Not true. I am who I am. I am who I'm going to be. But I'm not overly consumed or worried about somebody else's situation there just because I expose something that's true that I'm mad at them or I'm hating on them. And that's the thing, when people like people, you can't do that. See, being on this internet thing, it's a thing called clickbait. See, clickbait happens because people put certain people's names in the title, knowing people are going to click on it, knowing people going to watch it, knowing people going to listen. And that taught me this. I could be overly consumed with somebody else's life, or I could be consumed with my own. I'd rather be consumed with my own. See, the reason why I'd rather be consumed with my own, because that energy always come back. Like, that energy always come back. So when you quick to listen to the chitter chatter and the gossip, then when it come back and it's you the chitter chatter now, you the gossip, I don't get why people be so upset or so offended. Like that to me is funny. Like, that's diabolical. Like, how am I talking about people and then I'm upset when they talk about me? How am I being nosy? Then I'm upset when people be nosy with my life, my situation. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's what I mean by what relationships matter. The relationships when it comes to check marks, blue checks, celebrities, that matter than people relationships with their own family. I know dudes that's more caught up in basketball players than they caught up with their own family. And if you bring that to their attention, they'll argue with you. I know women that's more caught up in gossip and rumors than raising their kids, and they'll argue with you. I know dudes more caught up in relationships if they're in a gang than on their own relationships with their moms or their girl or their kids. They so deep, knee deep in gang banging, they not paying attention to nothing else in their life but that. The gang mean everything to them. No other relationships. Music mean that much to that person. No other relationships. Sports mean that much to that person. No other relationships. You know what I mean? And I analyze that. And when you do, you a hater for pointing it out. Yo, you just mad. You ain't them. You ain't in their predicament. You ain't in their situation. Nah, I'm not even worried about that. I'm just pointing it out. Like I said, same thing. If I point out something with food, it's like, oh no, you just hating. It's like I wouldn't hate saying telling somebody salt is bad for them. Too much salt give you high blood pressure, high cholesterol, can lead to other things, heart disease, liver dysfunction, and all that. I'm a hater because I'm pointing that out. Nah, just want people to be healthy. Just like when it comes to relationships with the blue check marks or celebrities. Like people live their life based off that. Like, okay, well, this singer look like this. I want to look like her. This rapper dress like that. I want to dress like this. It's like, how old are you? Like, are you? I understand if you like younger doing it in your early 20s and you're a teenager now, they're impressionable. But like I said in the last live stream, once you get like 35 and all that, like, how you still caught up in that? And that's not a knock on people who are. I'm just asking, how are you caught up in that to that extreme that you ready to argue with somebody behind that? You ready to pull up? You ready to fight? You ready to get violent because you want to be that much right about a situation. So should I get on here and say, yo, I'm saying rap ain't hip hop? Somebody, what you mean? What? What? What you talking about? Rap ain't hip hop? It's not. It's not the same thing. It's not. If you really study that, you would understand that. It wouldn't even be something to be like, no, you just hating. You'll analyze it. You ain't gonna just attack me because I didn't attack you or it. I'm just bringing it to the forefront. Like, yo, hold on, rap and hip hop, two different things. Pop and R&B is two different things. R&B soul and pop is two different things. So you bring that to the forefront. See, people like to be in denial so much. When you bring something to their attention, they're just going to attack you because they're in denial. I used to be in denial, so I see the signs and the symptoms of being in denial or something. See, I don't want to be right, and I'm not worrying about being wrong or get my point across. That's why I ask questions. So therefore, for the people, if I make statements, I don't know what I'm talking about. So I prefer to ask questions. Because now when I ask questions, I know the answer is more than likely. You know what I'm saying? The answer is going to be definitive, or I really don't know, or I didn't look at it on that level. Because who wants to be looked at as they don't know what they're saying or they don't know what they're doing? See, that's why it's good to be your own person and not follow and not be in a relationship just to be in it. Any relationship. Any relationship. When I started to get deeper into things in life, sports, music, athletics, fashion, I did it for me and because of me. I didn't do it because of somebody else. That's why I said it's a sneaker called New Balance. I've been wearing New Balance for over 30 years. When I first started wearing them, people laughed at me. People told me they was table sneakers, orthopedic sneakers. I didn't sweat it. I kept rocking them. And I still rock them to this day. That's the only sneakers I wear when I do wear sneakers. I didn't start wearing suits and blazers and all that because I wanted to be like other people. I wanted to change my image. I wanted to dress for success, not to impress. Because I started going around other people was like, yo, you know what? Damn, I got to step up my wardrobe. I want to make it in these rooms right here, change my wardrobe. I want to be able to have productive conversations, change my dialogue, enhance my vocabulary. But I didn't do it because I wasn't accepted or nobody wasn't talking to me. I just was preparing myself. So when I do have these conversations or the dialogue, my vocabulary would be extended. Everything would be like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Well, that's my word, word of my mother and all that. Change up my whole way I speak, the way I hold a conversation. But I didn't do it for other people. I did it for me. I did it for me. But like I keep saying, and I always say, people don't do things for themselves. They do it for other people. They do it to follow. They do it to fit in. I'm a follow. I'm a fit in. It's easy to follow. It's hard to lead. But see, a lot of people say they leaders, and they want to be leaders just to control people. They don't want to be leaders because they have direction. They only want to be leaders to control other people, to direct other people as of to what to do, where to go, what to say. But they don't surely and clearly have their own direction. See, I'm a leader because I have my own direction. I have my own direction. And that's a big difference. I have my own direction. But a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people only want to lead to control people, to tell people where to go, what to do, how to get there, when to go, where. Me, I'm a leader because I got my own direction, though. And that's gratifying for me. At least I got my own direction. I don't have to worry about somebody else telling me how to get somewhere. Got my own direction. And in 2025 and beyond, a lot of people are comfortable with following. A lot of people comfortable with that. They don't like being alone. They don't like doing things by themselves. Me, I love that. I love having my own direction. Those who want to listen, no problem. Those who don't, God bless them. But I'm not going to be upset for those who are not listening, and I'm not going to be overjoyed for those who listen. See, when I have this perspective now when it comes to life and relationships. I don't want to be patted on the back for doing the right thing. However, I don't want to be talked about when things don't go right either. Because the same way people going to cheer for you and clap for you when things don't go right, people going to talk about you. So I'm just doing what I'm doing. Those who see it, okay, they see it. Those who don't, don't. But I'm not doing it for somebody to clap for me, for somebody to pat me on my back. What I'm doing is self-rewarding. It's self-gratifying. I'm not looking for praise from people. Because the same way people will praise you, people will talk about you. And I accept that. A lot of people don't get that. They want the praise when things go good. But when things go bad, they don't want nobody to blame them. See, I've been on both ends of the spectrum. Things go bad, people blame me. Things go good, I get some of the credit. You know what I mean? Like he did this, but I did that. But then when things go bad, I just get all of the criticism. So now I'm understanding I got to do things just for me. I can't want the praise when it go good, and I can't want the criticism when it go bad. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, no matter how I come across no more. And when you do things, it's like, man, I'm doing this because I know I'm going to be rewarded. Nah. And now I get it. Would people do things if they knew they wouldn't be rewarded? Would people listen to God if they knew they wouldn't be rewarded? I don't know about that. I can't say yes for sure. Because some people doing things like I don't want to go to hell. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people may find out that didn't exist, but they still operate the way they operate. Would people still fully listen to God if they knew it wasn't no penalty? Would they? Like that. That's what's relevant to me. I'm just gonna stand firm regardless. It was a point where, yeah, I was worried about that. Like, damn, if I don't do the right thing, I'm gonna have to pay a penalty for that. It's like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna just do the right thing. Period. Why am I worrying about a penalty? Like, come on. Just do the right thing. That's that. Ain't no if I don't, this gonna happen. Nah, I can't think like that. And I'm glad I stopped thinking like that. And I'm glad I stopped worrying about that. Like I don't worry about that no more. Or if I don't do this, this gonna happen. Pfft, you worried about that? Because you could do the right thing and things still don't go the way you intended it to go. Or you perceived it would go. Or thought it the way it would be. Because and you did all the right things. You checked off all the boxes. So that's why I don't sweat that no more. That's why I don't sweat it no more. Because the same way you could make a group of people happy, you can make a group of people unhappy. So now what? What you gonna do? You gonna live your life trying to make other people happy, and in the process, you neglect yourself. So that's why it's important to understand what relationships matter. It's important to stick to the facts when it comes to a lot of things nowadays. But since everybody got their opinion, everybody entitled to their opinion, who wants the truth any longer? People are comfortable with lies just so they can have an opinion. See, I'm comfortable with the facts because, again, like I always say, my opinion, how I feel, don't mean nothing to nobody but me. My ego, my pride, how I feel don't mean nothing to nobody but me. So I could say my opinion all day, and it doesn't mean anything to anybody but me. So for me, my opinion, man, that don't mean nothing to me. It don't. And it's no disrespect to myself. It's just I got to keep it all the way real with me. See, that's the thing about relationships that I appreciate now. I don't have to worry about being untrue or unfaithful or ungrateful to other people. I'm going to be that way to me. I don't care how they look at it. So that's why people are in unwarranted relationships today because they're in relationships being untrue to themselves. And now, when it's time for them to build upon a relationship with somebody else, this is why it don't work. This is why it don't work because they're in that relationship being untrue to themselves. I'm saying, why these relationships ain't working out? You being untrue to yourself. You can't do that. You got to be true to yourself. Forget how it's going to look come across to other people. You got to be true to yourself. And a lot of people aren't true to them, aren't being honest to themselves. See, I'm true to me. I'm honest with myself, so it don't matter no more who lies to me. Don't matter no more. Like, damn, that person lied to me. That don't even matter no more. Don't even matter no more. Because I'm being honest with me, so it doesn't matter. Don't matter. Being honest with myself, so why does it matter now? How they see it. So they don't like my honesty. I don't care. See, when I became a better man and was becoming a better father, I used to tell my kids that you got two options. You can hate me for the truth, or you can love me for lies. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people that was in my children's life, they was loving them, but they was lying to them. And they was hating me because I was telling the truth. And first and foremost, I told the truth about me though. So when I did things I shouldn't have did, I said, yeah, but I did that. And I'm not saying this for you to question your moms or your grandfather or your grandmother or other people, but I'm telling you what I did. Now, that's how much I care about you. I'm gonna expose me. Now, what I need you to ask yourself though, who else loves you that much where they're gonna tell on themselves for you? See, I'm telling on me for you. I'm telling on myself for you to understand I wasn't who I am or who I'm becoming or who I know I could be or can be. Now, will other people tell on themselves for you? See, when people say they love you unconditionally, it shouldn't matter how much of themselves they have to expose for your happiness because you're younger. You're going to get a go at being a grown man and a grown woman or father or mother. Do you know what I'm saying? And when it's time for you to get a go, I truly believe you should be told the truth coming into the situation. And some of my kids accepted it, some of my kids never got over it. And I'm not mad at either situation. All I know is when it came to me being in a relationship with them, I had to learn how to just be honest and expose myself. Not because I was worried about somebody else doing it, just because I know my story better than anybody else that's going to tell them. And I'm not going to tell them my story to defend me. And I'm not going to tell them my story to pretend about myself. I'm going to tell them my story so they could have the total facts and they could know now how to live their lives. And they ain't got to worry about doubling back because this ain't not like coming back to somebody looking for more answers. And it's like, but you wasn't even telling the truth based around those first set of answers. So now you got to remember those lies and you got to keep telling them things that don't even hold weight no more. How long you going to be able to do that? How long you going to be able to do that? So that was something that I had to think about. Like, you know what, man? They just going to have to be mad because I'm going to speak truth. I'm going to tell the truth. And the more I did it, the happier I became. The more I did it, the less of the onus was falling on me because I was doing it more. So the more and more I started being honest with myself, it didn't matter no more what somebody else had to say about me. Because now they can say little things like, nah, he said that. Nah, I know he told me that. And it's like, well, damn, what am I still saying all this for? He said all that? I didn't know he would say that. Yeah, because I'm not in denial. This is based off that. This is based off me being honest and nothing else. Like, that's what's going on. At least it's based off me telling the truth. So again, one thing about the truth, and when you're in relationships, ain't nothing to remember. So when you lie, you got to keep remembering the lies you said. You got to keep changing up the story. Or you got to keep moving the goalposts closer and closer. So you can try to hit your target. With me, the goalposts gonna stay there. I'm gonna still hit my target because I don't got to keep making up stories. And a lot of people that's in relationships, that's what they do. They know they're not being honest. They know they're full of manure. And they're just going to keep fabricating and making up stories over and over and over and over again. And when it's time for that thing called accountability, it's somebody else's fault. It's somebody else's bad. They the reason why people struggling. They the reason why people ain't got no food. They the reason why people wasn't paying their bills. They the reason why, them and their kid is struggling. It's like that. They the reason why family don't stick together. All this because of somebody else. Again, when things go right, they want all the credit. When things go bad, it's somebody else bad. That went bad because of them. I didn't do anything. I ain't in that relationship no more because they mistreated me. I ain't in that relationship no more because they don't know how to love people. You ain't do nothing wrong. The whole time, you did nothing wrong. And that's what I'm talking about. So that's why I ask questions like, what relationships matter? There's plenty of people out here that got kids. They don't deal with their father or they don't deal with the mother. And when you ask majority of people what happened, definitely a lot of these women, they're going to be like, yo, nah, I'm saying it was my baby father. He messed up. If I ask 10 women, maybe two 2 of them may tell me it was they bad. The other 8 ain't gonna say, yo, it was my fault. They'll be like, nah, my baby father, he da 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 da. So it's like, for real. And what's, again, in those scenarios, in those situations, how can multiple kids come out of that? So even if, okay, fine, even if it is your baby daddy, no problem, I'm gonna grant that. But how you have multiple kids by somebody like that? Because it's your body, your choice. Men can't dictate babies getting born in the world. They can't say you'll keep it and they get kept, and they can't say get rid of it and the female gonna get rid of it. Men can't dictate that. Women dictate that. So you done had multiple kids by this dude, or you had a kid by a dude, that didn't work. He was struggling to help you take care of that kid. You needed help from the government, or you needed child support, or Section 8, or welfare, whatever you needed. Why go out there and be selfish towards the kids you already got, and now you had another kid, knowing you're going to need help from the government, or knowing you're going to need public assistance, or knowing you're going to need more Section 8, or more EBT, or whatever comes with the situation. You bring that up, you're selfish. You talk about that, you're wrong. Or what type of father are you? Do you take care of your kids? That's not what we're talking about. And that's not deflecting. That's just being on the up and up. And that's how I start to detect that people don't like truth. It doesn't matter if you don't have to be talking about a person. You could just be talking about real life scenarios that comes with dealing with life and people in life, and someone will get upset or someone is offended. Someone is offended. They're like, oh, nah, yo, I'm saying, what? What you mean by that? What I just said. And you could say it. I'm not talking about nobody or to nobody. I'm speaking in general, and general statements get taken personal. General statements get taken personal. You're not even generally talking about nobody or talking to nobody, but those general statements get taken personal. That's how I know now how this thing works. In the beginning, I'm like, but damn, this person said a general statement. How I get this far? They didn't say you as a woman or you as a man, or all women or all men. They said majority of. If you don't fit in that, like, why are you even responding? Somebody get on YouTube and say majority of people on YouTube is idiots. What am I making a response video to it for? I must be one of the majorities that's an idiot. They didn't say me. They didn't call me out on my platform. So I don't care what somebody say about majority of people. I'm me. I'm a minority of people. I'm a very selective few of people. So why am I worrying about that? But see, that's insecurity. That's insecurity. That's why relationships don't work. Because people come into relationships with insecurity. And you might not have known something. And then you found out. You're like, yo, I don't even want to deal with this relationship no more. I'm good. And you weak for that. Actually, you strong, but a lot of people are gonna say you weak. Oh, you weak because you was a real father. You would have fought that out. Like, hold on, what? Now you trying to bait me in with emotionalism. Nah, I'm not a real father then. No problem. I'm not a real man then. See, in the past, that would get me what I'm not. Well, you're not a real man. No problem. God bless you and find you a real man. That's that. You're not a real father. Okay? Show me what a real father does all the time. And while you showing me what a real father does all the time, I would appreciate it if nobody's in his way when he's being a real father, so I can see without him having to stop doing what he's doing because somebody's in his way. No interference, no intervening. See, that's another difference, and that's a big difference in relationships. Majority of the time, not all the time, but majority of the time, mothers are able to be mothers without interference. Or a man intervening. It's very rare that a dude could be a father without interference. If it ain't from the mother, it may be from the mother family. It'll be from someone telling him how to be a father. Like, how can a woman tell a man how to be a man, let alone a father? But that happens. Now let's reverse it. Let a man tell a man how to be a woman, how to be a mother. That's an issue. That's a problem. Why you tell me how to be a mother? You're right. How you gonna tell me how to be a father? You should have experience with being a woman and a mother, and I should have experience with being a man and a father. Let that be how it is. That's that. No intervening, no interference. Again, unless the child is being mentally, physically, or psychologically abused, let it happen. Unless those three things are happening, let that man be a father. Let that man be a man. Let that woman be a woman. Let that woman be a mother. If those things ain't happening, it shouldn't matter. But I'm learning it do matter. So it makes me question what relationships matter. It's not being a father no more, because it's a lot of intervening with that. And okay, fine, you could be a mother, and it's called single mothers, not single fathers. So if you're single and you're a mother, you shouldn't worry about having no man, and you shouldn't need the system. You got it. You got it. I can't tell somebody I don't need them, but I'm going to the system to cry for help, and they still won't penalize that person. So if I say, yeah, I don't need my subscribers, and it's like, now I ain't got no subs. What? Yeah, I don't need my subscribers, but yet and still, if my subscribers ain't here, I wouldn't be where I'm at. They ain't hitting the like button, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So how I'm gonna say I don't need? I may be able to say I don't need certain subscribers, okay, but that's not all my subscribers on the whole. They help me and my platform get to where it is and where it's going to go. It's the same thing when you parenting. How you gonna say I don't need no man? Okay, fine. I don't need the father. Okay, fine. But just remember, if you go get help from the system, they gonna penalize this dude. It should be you don't need him, and let the system know. Don't penalize him. I got this on my own. I don't need him. I don't need none from him. And I don't need you guys to take none from him. I'm gonna make this work on my own because I don't need him. And I decided that. And when you put a time limit on it, if something take 2 years, you can't get fed up after 8 months. If something take 8 months, you can't get fed up after 3 months. Got to give it the time that it take to get these things done, whatever those things may be. That's how I know only certain relationships matter, and people are scared or nervous to pinpoint what relationships matter. And I'm learning no relationships really don't matter. When you really boil, when you really, really analyze it, no relationships don't matter. Because if they did, things wouldn't be the way they are. People that have relationships with their family, with their baby father, with their baby daddy, with their baby mother, with their baby mama, with their kids, with their co-workers, with their mama, with their father, with their sister, with their brother. They don't have one with themselves. So I see why relationships ain't working. And that's why I'm asking what relationships are important. But let it be with a celebrity. Oh, no, now those relationships that count. Somebody can argue with you over a celebrity. Somebody can want to fight you over a celebrity. Basketball player, football player, a singer, an actor, a rapper, somebody with a check mark or with a blue. They're going to want to fight you over that. They're going to argue with you over that. Because they want to be like them. They want to look like them. Everywhere they go, everything they do, they're talking about it. They're talking about it. That's why I don't do it, because I get it. I don't want to be in the algorithm with everybody else that's talking about what everybody else is talking about. I'm talking about what I'm talking about. And those who get it, They gonna get it. Those who think I ain't talking about nothing, I ain't mad at that. And that's a part of dignity, integrity, sticking to what works for you, not works with you. Because I don't care who want me to say things that's working with what's being said. Forget all that. Like that's beneath me. That's beneath me. Like, okay, if I talk about this, yeah, people gonna pull up. Nah, because like I keep saying, majority of those people they only pulling up because I'm talking about that. I don't need that in my life. I don't need that in my life. If I put these names or put this in the title, people gonna look at it. Nah, so that means they really probably don't even like me or my content. They just want to know what I'm gonna talk about or what I know about what I'm talking about. And that's gonna turn into an argument. Because if I don't say something that they theme is right or I know what I'm talking about, now that's an argument. Oh, you talking about this? You know what you talking about. So let me keep it on the things that I'm doing homework and research on. So at least if somebody try to tell me I ain't talking about it, just be like, all right, I don't know what I'm talking about. You have a good day though. But for me to talk about somebody else's life or somebody that got a check mark or somebody that's a celebrity and I'm going back and forth with somebody on the internet about that, from my perspective, I'm the fool. I'm the fool. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna feed into it. For me to get into like for what? For what? I don't care who agreed or disagree. I'm not here to be agreed with or disagreed with. Means nothing to me. I just want people to have a blessed day. That's it. Have a good life. That's that. Anything else means nothing to me. Stay blessed and not stress. But for me to get on here and be like, you know what? Yeah, let me talk about this person right here because I know. Nah. For what? Everybody else is doing it. For one. For two, I don't care about somebody else's life on that level. I don't. For three, to me, it's tiring. It's tiring. And for four, once I start doing it, that's when people are going to pull up expecting. They're going to expect me to do it now. They're going to be anticipating me doing it. And I got to be in somebody else's business to be in somebody else's business for them to be in that person's business to give me the gossip. Because the people, majority of the times, not all the time, but majority of the times that's doing it, they not getting this directly. They getting it from somebody that's getting it from somebody that got it from somebody. So it's like third, four, five, six, seven, eight people involved in that gossip and chitter chatter about celebrities, blue checks and check marks and gossip and all that. And like I said, five and six, what's ironic to me is that people don't want people talking about them, but they don't mind listening to somebody be talked about, or or they tapping in when somebody's being talked about, but let it be them. So to me, it's foolish for me to sit back and be like, yeah, let me find out what this basketball player doing. Nah, they not playing ball. I don't care. If it's a football player, if they're not playing football, I don't care. If it's a singer and they're not singing, I don't care. I just don't care. Not gonna be living my life like, yeah, you know what? No, I knew this person was doing this to get money. So, and stay business. Because I know whatever I'm doing to get my money, as long as it ain't illegal, I'm good. Outside of that, I don't want nobody in my business though. I don't want nobody in my business though. And that's another thing. To certain people, you have to be relevant or popular because it ain't just they doing it to anybody. It's certain people with stature, with a name that's popular. This person popular. Nah, I want to be nosy. Why? Why? What make people that have money public figures? That confuses me too. It's like, to me, they should have more privacy because they have more to lose than people that don't have stature or status or X amount of money or X amount of popularity. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. So it's like, what? Like, hold on. So this person popular, so it's easy to be nosy. This person got status quo, so it's like being in a business. Now, the people whose business people in, when they do things to people, camera people, paparazzi is like, damn, they mean. No, you nosy. Mind your business. That's what it is. It's not that they're mean. You're nosy. Mind your business. So to say, yo, no, they got a bad attitude. You nosy. Nobody owe you an interview. Nobody owe you a conversation. People spend money on various different things every day. People buy soda. I don't see them like, yo, let's go up to Coca-Cola and question Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, how you spend your money? Where you be going? Let's go talk to Pepsi. That's the owner of Mountain Dew. Let's go be in his business. That's the owner of Gatorade. Let's go be in his business. That's the owner of Twinkies. Let's go mind their business. That's the owner of Hostess. Let's go do this. Popularity, following. So that's how I know only the relationships with celebrity matter. Because, like I said, people argue with their family about this. They'll go back and forth with their own family about it. So the relationships with the celebrities, that's what matter. Like I said, people don't get along with their mom, their dad, their sister, their brother, their kids, their baby mom, their baby dad. They got a good relationship with their gang members, though. They got a good relationship with people that know they don't mean nothing to them, that know they don't care about them, but they'll argue with you about those things and those people. But when it's time to have a relationship that matter and that count, nah, I ain't doing that. That's toxic. But having a relationship and you in a gang, that's not toxic. Having a relationship with a singer you might not never meet or know, that ain't toxic. Having a relationship about a basketball game, that ain't toxic. About a football game that you're willing to argue, fight, pull up, get emotional, that's not toxic. But working it out with your baby mom or your baby daddy or your kids or your sister or your brother, they ain't worth all that. They ain't worth all that. But that singer is worth somebody starting a page, a blog, a website. You know, he got 6 women. You know, he used to date underage girls. And okay, what about what you was doing? You talk about that person. And I'm not talking about people who talking about people. I'm talking about how people don't have relationships with people and they doing other things that don't matter. That's not a relationship. Gossiping is not a relationship. Being nosy is not a relationship. Hating is not a relationship. Assuming is not a relationship. See, I base things off what it is. Things is things and people is people. I know nobody's perfect. Other people gonna say ain't nobody perfect, but yet and still, when people get in people's lives, they're looking for people to be perfect. That's why people look up to celebrities and stars and all that because they think they perfect. They think that. They believe that. That singer's perfect. That rapper's perfect. I make music. I know plenty of people that made music and make music. Why should I get on my other page that I do my music on and be like, yo, I was in the studio with this rapper for what? For now, more people to click on my page and my videos and be like, yo, he was around such and such. Nope. So that means they really don't want to listen to my music. They just want a penis ride. That's what they really want to do. You know what I'm saying? Same thing on my podcast. I say, yo, I be here. I be around these. I ain't got to expose that for what? To cater to someone else's ego? Come on, man. That make me not about nothing. Can't even afford the people now. I gotta look at myself. And a lot of people don't like to do that. Because we in the day and age, attention, 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 attention. Anything to get somebody to look at me, look at me, look at me. Look at yourself. And if what you're saying and doing ain't good enough to get people in, it's not a big deal. It's not. You should be a big deal regardless. I'm a big deal regardless. Whether I got one person checking on me or 100 million, don't matter. But the less, the better. I learned how to do more with less. I don't need more. Less is all right by me. It's fine by me. Because some people just gonna follow. Some people just gonna be nosy. Some people just want to criticize. So now when you got so much people around you or in amongst whatever you're doing, you don't know who's hating. You don't know who being nosy. You don't know who gossiping. You don't know who really the snake in the grass because you got so many people around you. Even though you may cut and trim the grass, you're gonna see a bunch of snakes. So you ain't gonna know who's who. But if you keep it small, you'll be like, yo, but I know that person was a snake already. But if you got so much people around you, you trying to be amongst everything, you ain't gonna know because you're trying to be amongst everything. There's so many different people. And now you don't know how to value a real relationship when you got one. Can't keep a man, can't keep a woman. Not gonna be honest with yourself or be honest with your kids or be honest with your mom or be honest with your dad or know how to coexist with other people because you've been in denial for so long. And when it's time to really hold your head up high and look at you first, like before I got anywhere in life, I had to blame me for everything in my life. It don't matter if it was blatantly obvious that someone else had something to do with what ain't right. Man, I gotta hold me accountable. I gotta start with me. I can't even look at them no more. Because the more I look at them, the less I'm looking at me and the things I need to work on, the things I need to better. And that's why people don't know what relationships matter no more. And they're getting rid of relationships that they need to work on. First and foremost, the relationship with themselves. That's the first relationship they need to improve on, the one with themselves. How you going to be fully committed to something or fully committed in something? How? You ain't even fully committed to yourself. You're not fully committed to you. But you're going to have an attitude with somebody else because they not. You're going to have an issue with somebody else because they not. But you're not fully committed to yourself, though. You got to be fully committed to yourself. Can't blame them. Start with you. You got to be fully committed to you. That's how this thing go. That's how this thing work. Got to be. So many people, attention is a drug now. I got attention, it don't matter. People see things happen on social media, on the internet, and they be saying that ain't me. That person was foolish. That person was stupid. Saying, but you should learn. You should learn. Wise person learn from other people's mistakes. Wise person learn from other people's mistakes. So you ain't got to worry about the mistakes happening again. When you're just stuck in a situation doing the same old thing. See, the only reason now where I'm at in life, I can see the snakes in the grass is because, for one, psychology. I can see through people. They're transparent to me now. And I understand they're only around. So when it get to where I know what's gonna get to, they're gonna be the first one saying, yo, nah, I know you would be here. I know you would do this. I've been that faith for you. But you talking about the real things in your life and the real things you accomplishing and the setbacks you had to go through, they're not really paying it no mind. But when you talk about something they think is important or valuable, they'll give you feedback all the time because that's what feed their ego. Other people downfall, other people problems. When you blessing people with your experiences and the things you've been through and the journey you on now and the path you got to take to get where you got to go, it's like, I don't really want to hear all that. Or you start talking intelligence, start spitting facts, talking with some sense. It's like, I don't really want to hear that. Start talking gossip, rumors, nonsense, speculating, or you come across as you upset, or you barking at somebody, or you getting at somebody, or you got problems, or it's drama. Oh, yeah, you good. You good. You good. But if it ain't coming across like that, why worry about it? Why pay it any attention? See, I understand and I learn how foolish a lot of people are, how naive a lot of people are, how oblivious to facts that people are. And now I should be like, all right, well, I'm glad I know better. I'm glad I see clearly. Because I'm not here to judge or knock people. I'm just thankful I can see it now. So I know how to move. I know when to move. I know where to move. That's all. But it's not like, oh, well, okay, because I see this now, I'm upset. Nothing to be upset about. Let people be who they are. Let them be that. Let them be that. Don't tell them about them. Because more than likely, when you do what you do, or they're gonna try to tell you about you, or they're gonna defend something or someone that they like. And it don't matter. It could be clear as day. It could be clear as day. They're still gonna try to defend that or it or the person. Because it's about who people like. It's about who people like and what people like. That's that. They can know what they like is not good for them, and you can show them every single factor why it's not good for them. Oh, you ain't no doctor. It's not about me being a doctor. I'm just letting you know this ain't good for you. What's in it? That's it. That's it. It's not about being a doctor. I'm just letting you know what's in this, what's the side effects of what's in it, and what it could possibly do to you or what harm it can bring to a person, even if it ain't you. And that's going to become an issue. It's going to become an issue because you're not no doctor. So why are you telling me what's in this? Worry about yourself. No problem. I'll do that then. All right. Stay safe. Stay healthy. That's that. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. Stay safe. stay healthy. And I get it. And I understand. So that's why I don't question it. That's why I don't question it. Because I know better now. Know better. Know better. People gonna show you their true intentions. Just stay grounded. That's that. They're gonna show you. You ain't gotta ask them. They're gonna show you. They're gonna show you. They'll tell you, nah, I'm real. Or they'll tell you, nah, I mean, yo, the internet is this, people fake. Or nah, I like my energy high, my vibes high, and I'm on my path, I'm on my journey. And they just follow them. They just follow them. Because when you analyze it, you can see it from the way they speaking. You can see it from their actions. Because they want to be in that in crowd. Like the crowd that everybody else is in, they want to be in that. I don't care about that in crowd. I'm the crowd that people gonna want to be in and around. How come? First and foremost, because I'm staying original and I'm doing what I'm doing for me. I'm not doing this looking for or looking at others. I'm looking at myself. And that's how I need to be. Stay original. Stay original. Stay original. Like what makes you unique? Originality. What makes you unique? Not compromising yourself. See, another thing about relationships and people dealing with and following these celebrities, little do they know, them celebrities is listening to people who only giving them things based off what they telling them to do. Based off what they telling them to do. So they're gonna follow based off that. And a lot of them, they don't want things being stripped away from them. Free promotion, ads, sponsors. So they're gonna do what these companies telling them to do. They're not as free as it look. They need you to be a slave. They need you to be hooked. The more you hook, the more you follow, the more you're a slave, they got you. Because they gotta listen to what somebody else telling them what to do. They're a slave to those sponsors and those companies. So that's why to me it don't matter no more. Because even if somebody don't like me, hate me, think I'm boring, I'm dull, I'm whack, not an issue. But the people more than likely they listening to or believing in, they being controlled by a company, by endorsement, by a sponsor, by some sort of branding they're controlled by. And you'll really be able to reveal who they really truly are when that's taken away. When that's taken away, you'd be like, oh, damn, I didn't know that. Yeah, they stripped them. They took it away. That's why you can't tell. They took that away from them. That's why you can't tell no more. They stripped them. That's how it go. They strip things away from them. That's how it go. Strip things away from them. That's it. And once they do that, you'll see they not who they claim to be because everything got taken away. Everything got taken away. So Without the endorsements and those companies behind them, they're not who they say they are. They need those endorsements. They need those companies. Without those companies, they ain't got nothing going on. Nothing. Nothing going on without the companies. They need them companies. They need the endorsement. They need those companies to promote them and help them. Because without that, they ain't got nothing. So that's why they need people to follow them, worship them. They need that. Without that, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. So it don't matter who the person is, or who the person perceive themselves to be. Without those companies and without those endorsements and those sponsors, they're worse than the people who looking up to them and idolizing them and idol worshiping them. And that's where I'm going with the second part of the stream now. A lot of people idol worship. That's why the relationships don't work either, because a lot of people idol worship. They worship celebrities. They worship people with blue check marks and all that. Their life is based off that. They wake up every day like, all right, let me see where such and such going. I see it. I mean, like, damn. Some people be like, they ain't got time, they ain't got time, they busy, they busy, they busy, they busy. They dropping 6 videos in one day. Like, damn, they said they be busy though. Said they don't really got time to be on here like that, but they got all these videos. Wow, these videos take time. And people don't see me when I'm not really where I'm at, or I'm not in a stable environment where it won't be a lot of noise, a lot of traffic, people moving back and forth and all that. Like, I won't be doing no lives because it don't matter if I have one person or I have a million people. I don't want people to be distracted by what's going on in my environment or where I'm at, outside or whatever. And I get it. Oh no, you got to be on YouTube because watch hours and the algorithm. And if you don't drop videos, YouTube did that. That's control still. That's control still. Like, I don't care. I don't care. And I'm not saying me being watched or listened to or getting monetized is not important. It's not important to that degree where if I'm saying, or should I be saying, yo, I be doing other things, I don't have time. So how do I have time to do a bunch of videos? If I don't got time, how I got time to do all that? So that's what I mean by paying attention. As long as you pay attention, people will expose themselves. They'll do it. They'll do it. So people be like, man, I ain't even sweating YouTube, or I ain't sweating the internet. But they got a bunch of apps. Me, I really don't care. I'm only on YouTube. I don't got Instagram. I ain't never get on here and say, yo, follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Rumble. I'm good. I'm good. And I've been told millions of times that would help you out. Okay, it may have helped them out. It ain't gonna help me out. I'm gonna help me out. I'm doing this at my pace. I brace myself and I pace myself. That's that. That's that. It's gonna come eventually. I'll be one of the rare breed of people that's on here that's like, yo, damn, you did all this without that. And somebody now that could scout talent, and somebody now that could peep game, and somebody now that know what staying true to yourself is. They might say to me, yo, now you did that on your own. Yo, I'll rock with you for that. And I may not get what somebody else may get a big bag. I'll take something. It ain't got to be $1 million, 500,000, and it ain't got to be that. Be 100 grand. But I know as long as I stay true to me, I'll be okay. If I keep saying or shit, I keep saying, yo, I ain't got time. I ain't got time. I don't really be on YouTube like that. I don't really be on the internet like that. But I got 7 videos every day. But that made me look like a hypocrite. I'm not being honest. I'm not being truthful. Because shit I was or shit I am, how I got time to do all these videos. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't drop videos. I'm saying people tell the world certain things and people not really analyzing it like that. Like I took several breaks from YouTube and I wasn't monetized. And I ain't monetized yet, and I may take another one. It's gonna happen when it happens. But if I take a break or not, people gonna look at it, they're gonna look at it. They not. All I know is I'm not switching up what I do to make somebody view me or not view me. I'm not stressed or depressed. Oh, damn, yo, I got like 5 views in a week. So, like I said, I can't base this off numbers either because people got 1 million subscribers on YouTube. They got probably another 500,000 on Facebook. They probably got another 1 million on Instagram. And when they do videos or they go live, it don't be having the same amount of numbers as their subscriber count. So somebody can have 10 million subscribers on YouTube and they can have videos that only got 700,000 views. That look at the discrepancy in that. 10 million subscribers but 700,000 views. That's not even 10% of their viewership. It's not. It's not. So I'm not going to be caught up in all that. I'm not going to be caught up like that. Because numbers don't always dictate something. People going to watch what they want to watch. People going to view what they want to view. And for those who don't watch what they want to watch, view what they want to view, the other portion of people, they just follow them. They follow what everybody else is doing. Or something trending and people want to follow trends. What happens when the trends run out? Like certain things be going on. It's like a season, like something will be going on for 3 months, 6 months. Now everybody got their subscriber count up off that or viewership up off that. Now that trending topic ain't hot no more. Now people like, man, this trend whack. Why? Because the trending topics ain't there no more. They can't use the same catchphrases to reel you in. Now that you really got to sit with that person and sit with their content, you're like, man, this is trash. Man, this is garbage. Because now you really got to pay attention to them and their content on a daily basis. You got to do that now. You're gonna be like, man, this is I'm good. I'm good. And if that's not the case, they got to keep doing what they're doing. They got to keep coming up now with something similar to pull you in. So if they pulled you in off something that was talking about somebody or gossiping, what's going to happen when they can't get that gossip information no more? People going to start unsubbing, or they're going to start doing something foolish, or they're going to start doing something obnoxious or something that go against their integrity and their honor just to get you to listen or to get you to watch. And then when people start unsubscribing, when people start watching, they be doing stuff like YouTube hating on me. YouTube stopping people, they blocking my videos. No, people don't want to tell you, but they don't really want to view your content because you did a lot of trending topics and you did a lot of following things. So they don't want to keep up with that no more. But if you stay true to you, whether people like it or not, you'll get a handful of people that really like it. Like it's a handful of people that always show me love regardless. And I know for those handful of people, it's not always a video that I drop that they like. It's not always a live stream that I'm on that they like. I respect and appreciate it that they just showing me the support, the consistency. That's it. But it's not one person on any website or any app that somebody like everything that they do. Some people support just to follow. Some people supporting to be nosy. Some people supporting because they looking forward to that person gossiping or doing something stupid or saying something trendy. They not. That's not sincere though. I'd rather have 5 sincere people that I know got me regardless than have 500 unpredictable people. So that's how I operate. That's how I operate. But for me to just get up here and just put something in the title, it's like, oh, he talking about such and such. Let me see what's going on. And like I said, then when you do that from somebody else's perspective or point of view, you don't know what you're talking about. That's a problem. That's an argument. That's an argument. I ain't going back and forth about it no more. I ain't going back and forth. That's an argument. Who people vote for, why they voted for them, and all that. Why is that relevant? Why is that relevant? Let people vote for who they want to vote for. Why they voted for them is their business. I don't care. It's like things like that. I get up here and do that. I got inside information based off and based around politics, but so, and if I do speak about it, or when I do speak about it, I'm not going to speak about it directly. Like I'm not going to directly talk about Trump. I'm not going to directly talk about Barack Obama or George Bush or Bill Clinton or Joe Biden or Ronald Reagan. No, I'm going to speak about politics on a whole, the Senate, Congress, the government. I'm not going to speak about one particular person. That's what draw people in. That okay, he talking about Trump. He talking about Bill Gates. Nah, man. Everybody else is doing that. So if everybody doing it, somebody got to have watered down information. Somebody, everybody information not going to be on point if everybody talking about it. How everybody know what they talking about. And that's not to discredit people. That's just thinking from a logical perspective. Just thinking from a logical perspective. Everybody know what they talk about. And then when that don't work, and they like, I gotta find something to talk about. So they'll create something to talk about. So that's why it's easier for a lot of people just to talk about check marks, rappers, actors, athletes. It's easier because from their perspective, there's something always going on in Hollywood or the entertainment industry. So they like, you know what? I'm gonna just talk about this. It ain't no hard work. It's not hard work to gossip. It's not hard work to spread rumors. It's not hard work to speculate. That's easy to do. It's hard to actually research something like a volcano, like an ocean, like an animal, like yourself, like the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, like food, like someone's diet. But to get up here and just talk about a singer or an athlete, that's light work. That's light. That's light work. That ain't like hard to do. Like, nah, it's easy. It's easy work. It's easy work. So that's why it seems to other people is doing good. But like I said, I analyzed that. Like I said, it's people with millions of subscribers, millions. And they'll be having millions of views to back up those millions of subscribers. That's what I'm saying. I know it's bots. I know it's AI bots. I know people could buy subs. People could buy views. I've analyzed that. People could buy a view or views or subscribers. So why would I let that affect me? People actually can do that. So I'm not going to let that somebody else subscriber count of views. Like, damn, they talking about this. Let me start doing that to get views. Nope. That's what they doing. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not. I got integrity. I got honor. I got dignity. Not going to do it. Not mad at those who will. I'm just not. I ain't having it. I know better than that. I know better than that. I'm good. Easy thing to do. Easy to do that. Like, you know what? If I talk about this right here, there's no way I ain't going to get views. People do that not only on the internet, people do it with other things in life. Music. If I talk about this artist, people are going to pay me more attention. If I create some propaganda or something that's not connected to the music, it'll draw attention to me. Now people want to listen to my music. I'm not going to do that. For what? For what? People going to listen, they're going to listen. They not. I'm not mad. See, the thing about when you do that, all you're doing is creating false narratives to get attention. To get attention. That's it. That's it. Or you want to be caught up in that crowd I'm talking about, where nobody can separate who from who. See, when I first started my podcast, there was a lot of various different outlets I used to pay attention to and listen to, but I stopped because it's not that I had a problem with them or with their platform. It's just I couldn't separate anybody any longer. Everybody was talking and doing the same things, though. I couldn't separate it no more. It's like, damn. But he just talked about that yesterday, and she talking about it today. Well, she talked about that 2 days ago. He talking about it today. Or damn, this person talking about, that person talking about. Like damn, like 10 platforms was talking about that. And they get you with different thumbnails and catchphrases. You know, they tell you, nobody do it like this channel and this. You heard it first. And okay, I could have heard it first, but that don't mean this is all truth. So they just give you little catchphrases and little sayings to get you to tune in, because they know if they be who they really are, you're gonna be like, man, I don't want to tune in. No, I'm good. And for me, I get it. I get it. Because people don't want to be them no more. Be yourself. Everyone else taken. That's what I've been saying on one of my songs. Be yourself. Everyone else taken. Like, simple to do that. I mean, I could come up here and quote tons of my lyrics to songs that I've wrote. I could expose my rhyming books, and so why? First of all, this ain't the page for that. I just let people know, the link, and I don't drop my link every day on my lives for my music channel. I drop that link sometimes, not all the time. Depending on what the live stream is about, I'll put my music link in the chat. I don't always do that. I don't. Because I'm not want to force nobody to do nothing. Organic, authentic. So I ain't with all them gimmicks, man. I ain't with all them gimmicks. That's how a lot of people's got gimmicks. It says people out here with millions of subscribers. They're not doing the numbers like they have millions of subscribers. When people that got 15 subscribers, they're not averaging 5 million views per video. That's not half of their subscriber count. So somebody got 15 million subscribers. Half of that is 7.5 million. Why they can't do 7.5 million every time they drop a video? Why they can't do that? That's only 50% their subscribers. They got 15 million subs and do 300,000 views. So what that mean? They whack as a content creator? No. That don't mean they good as a content creator. That is overrated. It's not how many people view it, it's who view it. It's not how many likes, it's about who like it. That's what's relevant. That's what's relevant. So that's how come YouTube need to set a new standard on here again. It's not about getting people to like it so go out to a better audience. They should just push it out there to people on all audiences and give people opportunity to like it on their own. Don't even force nobody to like nothing no more. And we'll see. We'll see. But you got to force people. And that's unfortunate. They don't need to show that no more on nobody's live streams. How many likes somebody got, none of that. How many people tuning in, none of that no more. Because all it is about is following. That's why I'm not on Instagram. What do I look like following somebody? And that's not a knock on Instagram or the people that's following. It's not a knock on Instagram or the people that's following. Me, I just was brought up, never follow. Never do that under no circumstances. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm not doing it. And that's another thing about earlier what I was talking about with the celebrities. You see, celebrities, they'll have 5 million following and they're following like 3 people. And that might be, for example, if it's an athlete, it may be the team and the coaching staff or something like that, and the trainers. That's that. And what I like about that is the people that's following them don't have a problem with that. They don't have an attitude with them. But let it be you. It's like, yo, dog, why you follow me on Instagram? Who's you for me to follow? I'm saying, who is that person? Oh, I get it. Everybody else follow them. You don't want to be left out. I got it now. All right. Okay. All right. I get it. You don't want to be left out, so you're going to follow them too. All right. Thanks. I get it, though. I ain't really understand it before, but I understand it now. So that's why you're doing it. You don't want to be left out. So you're going to follow. And to me, that's funny. That's how I see that. That's what people do. They love to follow someone else. They can't even pay attention to their own self because they follow them. That's why I said the only relationships that matter is relationships with celebrities. Those relationships matter. Women are following men they ain't gonna never get a chance to literally be around. Dudes is following dudes they ain't gonna never literally chance to be around. They just looking up to them for no reason, idolizing and worshiping. For what? This person is my hero. What? What you mean? What you mean? How your pops ain't your hero? How your moms ain't your hero? And they didn't even should be your hero. You should be your own hero. You should idolize yourself. I get it though. I get it. Nah, it's this celebrity, this football player, this basketball player. I love them. Can't live my life without them. Can't live my life without them. That's how this thing go. Idolizing, the idolatry, the worshiping. I say, you say something, you a hater. I'll be a hater. I'll be that. I just won't be idol worshiping. I just won't be looking up to celebrities and not like that. I won't be doing it. Ain't no need to do it. Ain't no need to do it. They got enough people looking up to them, worshiping them. The LDV, you know what I'm saying? Like they got enough people looking up to them, worshiping them, and wanting to be like them. I don't want to be like them. I ain't looking up to them. I'm good. What am I doing? What am I looking up to them for? Like, you know what? But now, let me look up to this person. Look up. Nah. Every time they do something, they go somewhere. Somebody talking about it. You know what I mean? That's how that go. That's how it work. They gonna do whatever their whole life. We gonna follow these celebrities. I'm gonna look up to these celebrities. Some people have got lawsuits, have got cease and desist, and still ain't stopped. Still ain't stopped. And it's people that's listening to the people who's spilling all this quote unquote tea and all that. Those same people, you tell them, yo, why you worried about that? Why you nosy? Why you in my business? You in somebody else's business. Somebody else's business. And again, I don't care. I'm just pointing it out. Can't even point it out though. Point it out, like I said, you the hater. Point it out, you the one with the problem. So the idol worshiping, all time high. All time high. It's at an all time high. If it ain't on YouTube, it's on Instagram. If it ain't on Instagram, it's on Snapchat. It's gonna be somewhere where you're gonna be able to see and detect somebody idol worship, looking up to celebrities. When they ain't looking up to them, following them, seeing where they go, seeing what they wearing, what they eating, let them get into something. I heard this was going on with this person. Okay, so what's going on with you? Like I said, it was somebody that used to always do it. Now they find themselves in a situation and a circumstance, and it's like they want to control the narrative. But when they was doing it about other people, you know what I'm saying? And people like, yo, do you spread my business? That ain't this, that ain't that. But now it's them. They want to control the narrative. See, that's what I be talking about. When they was doing it, it was all good. But now that they going through something, they upset because they can't control the narrative, though. They don't want false statements being put out. They don't want people saying things they shouldn't be saying. But when they was doing it, it was all right. It's the same thing with people that got check marks or celebrity status. They could start off, for example, doing action movies. Or they could have just started on YouTube, right? And they could just be on YouTube cracking jokes. Now they done elevated. They got the bag, as we say, and now they just doing whatever with their platform. People ain't gonna leave and unsubscribe because it's like they following, so it don't matter. So it's like me. Once I get to an X amount of subs, it don't matter what I say and do. I got the bag. Don't matter no more. That's not being authentic to me though. It don't matter who want to subscribe or unsubscribe. Be authentic to yourself. See, people ain't authentic to them. So once they get the money, you're gonna really see they was never authentic. They just did it for the money. They just did it for the money. Of course, you always want to enhance on what you're doing and enhance your brand. There's nothing wrong with that. But certain people, once they get the money, it's like, damn, that's all they really, yeah, they just wanted the money. So they was compromised. And once the money came into play, like, oh, all right. And they don't care. They don't care about the viewers. They don't care about the subscribers. They just care about that money. And they'll do things that look awkward, that is suspect. They don't care if kids is watching. People that don't want to see certain things, they don't care. Because they're going to say, ain't nobody going to unsubscribe for me. Why? Because now they where they at in life. And they know people like to follow because people don't have lives. So it's like, why would they unsubscribe for me? They ain't got nothing to do. They gonna wake up and look for me. They gonna wake up and check on me. Some people don't even handle their hygiene and they worried about celebrity. Or they worried about a basketball player or athlete or movie star or whatever. Like, man, they'll keep tuning in like, well, I didn't even know that. Damn, that's messed up at this, that's that. Or they'll be like, I'm saying, that's still my girl or that's still my dude. It don't matter. Y'all just hating. On who? On what? Gotta know what hating really is. Hating ain't giving you factual information based around something just because you might not like it or like who it's about. That don't make that person a hater. That don't make that person a hater. It don't. So people, majority of people anyway, they only like and want and worrying about relationships with celebrities. Not everybody, but majority of people. Majority of people. That's what they worried about. Relationships with celebrities, check marks, blue checks. That's it. Because they don't get along with their man or their woman or their husband or their wife or their kids or their baby mother or their baby father or co-workers or family members. Ask them the lyrics to a rap song, they'll tell you. It's my whole album. You be like, no, that album was like, what you mean you hating? No, it ain't. You just mad. It's like, whoa, we got into all this for that? Come on, man. Really? Really? Ask people about going to the doctor, checking on their health and all that. They ain't on top of that. Oh no, I can't go to the doctor because the government, they stopping this, they freezing that, they stopping. Okay, well, maybe some celebrities you're looking up to, maybe they could do it for you. Maybe they give you the money to get to the doctor. Maybe they give you the money to eat. Maybe they give you money to buy clothes. Maybe they get people to subscribe to your platform and you ain't got to talk about them no more. Maybe that. Maybe that. Maybe you ain't got to tell their business and they can just get people to show you some love. Maybe that. Or maybe if you keep talking, they'll do what they have done to certain people since cease and desist and block their channels. And they're like, oh, they mad at me because I know what's really going on. They blocked my channel. No, maybe your channel got blocked. Or maybe they stopped the situation because all you're doing is gossiping. That's all you're doing. And it's not wrong with it, but it's still a way to do it. It's a way to do it. If you're just doing it, it's like, okay, well, what is the lesson learned from gossiping? What? What's the lesson learned from speculating? What educational purposes come out of that? What? What educational purposes people get from gossiping? I never got educated when I used to listen to people gossip or spread rumors or speculate. Never, ever in my life. It may have sounded good, I will admit that, but it didn't teach me anything. It didn't. What did it teach me? Nothing. Nothing. But it's easy to follow. It's easy to blend in. It's easy to listen to somebody else's life. What about your life? You got a life. You got one. Look at your own life. But I get it. A lot of people don't like to look at their own life because they know they got a miserable life. They know they got a sad life. They ain't happy with their life. They ain't happy with it. So they happy when they can hear about such and such life, such and such singer life, such and such basketball player life. They happy with that. What about your life? What about being happy with your life? What about that? What about that? Nope. Easy. Study somebody else's life. Easy to do. No problem. Easy to do. Your own life. Nah, I'd rather pay attention to this person's life over here. It'll get me somewhere. Because then I could get with the herd of people and we all could argue about it. I could tell somebody else I know more about that person's life than they do. But you can't tell yourself you know more about your own life. But you can argue with somebody else about somebody else's life. All right. Thank you. Know what I'm saying? They had 12 songs on that album. What you mean? You're hating on that singer. You don't know how you're going to tell me. You think I want to argue with somebody else about somebody else's life? Nah, I wouldn't do that. The joke on me. But I know one thing I'll never have to do, argue with somebody else about my life. Never have to do that. Never have to do it. Now, whatever field you're into, that's different. Somebody into politics, they're going to talk about politics. Somebody's into sports, they're going to talk about sports. Somebody's into music. I could actually talk about music. I was in it. It don't matter to what degree or what level. Like that don't mean that's another thing people do. I'm saying you ain't really had no record deal. You see, that's another issue because you don't see me as such. But then if I start exposing people I've been around and contracts, oh no, I'm saying I didn't know you did. Of course you did because I don't have to share that. I don't need validation. That's the thing when people talk about people. They looking for validation. This the only way they validate it, talking about someone else or someone else's life that have that check mark or that got that blue check. That's how this thing go. That's how this thing work. They don't care. That's the only way they're gonna get validated. They gotta do it. Can't do nothing else. Can't do nothing else. They gotta talk about it. They ain't got no choice. Because if they don't, they know they're gonna be irrelevant. Somebody gonna want to deal with them. Let me do this gossiping right here. And I'm also amazed with the relationships that because a lot of dudes do it. Like it was a point where that was strictly a woman's thing. Like women strictly did that. Rumors, gossip, hot topics. I see a lot of dudes doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, hold on. These dudes is doing this? Wow, interesting. And again, I'm not upset or mad. It's interesting to see dudes actually gossiping. Don't matter if the information is all 100% true or all 100% lies. The point is like, damn, dudes is gossiping now. Dudes is doing hot topics now. I remember at one point that was strictly women doing that. And was it an issue with women? Yes. However, it was expected and anticipated for women to do it though. Now, it's a difference if you enter that. So, for example, if you enter relationships, if you're speaking about somebody getting a divorce, that's not gossip because that's the field you in. You enter relationships. So, to speak about someone else getting a divorce, you're going to talk about the pros and the cons of why people should get married, or why people should stay married, or what happens when you go through a divorce, etc., etc. So that's different because you talk about relationships. But now, if you talk about relationships and now you end up talking about a rapper or a singer or athlete, it's like, hold on, but you only talk about relationships. How you talking about this? And they ain't got nothing to do with no relationship, no divorcing, nothing like that. You just because everybody else doing it? Nah, that's what I'm talking about. And no, I'm not telling people what they should be talking about. I'm just analyzing what I see. Just analyzing, like, okay, damn, that's what people do now? Wow. Just analyzing it. Okay. All right. Got it. It just helps me peep game on what to avoid, what not to say on my end. It's like, damn, you know what? I'm thankful I don't do that. It's like I see the live streamers that walk around like they'll be in like New York, Miami, you know what I'm saying? California, to other places, just showing people from other parts of the world. See, they don't have problems because they just moving around showing people sights. Some people show people, they don't even talk. Some people show people, they'll show you intricate detail and they'll get deep in depth, like, yo, this, that, that's this, that, that. Some people just show you, all right, boom, and they'll get in the comments, yo, can you show us this? They really don't have issues because all they doing is walking around showing people across the world different sites. So if they do that, and now I look at their channel one day and they just start talking about trending topics, it's like, yo, hold on, man. I thought you were showing me sites around the world or sites from whatever city and or state you in. Now all of a sudden, you talking about this? I'm good. I'm not mad. I'm just good. And I'm saying that's the difference. And when I analyze things, what I see, it's like, damn, so, okay, so this is what's going on. And it's easy to do it. It's easy to do it. And it's addictive too. That's why a lot of people do it because it's addictive. It's addictive. It's easy to do. So shout out to all the celebrities that got people idol worshiping them. I'm saying shout out to them because it goes back to what I said when I first started this. Those are the only relationships that matter. It's the only relationships that matter. People know they don't get along with family. They don't care. They don't want to lose touch with that celebrity or that movie star or that singer or that person with that check mark. They don't want to lose that. I make music. Like I said, I rub shoulders with plenty of people. But why should I tell people who I rub shoulders with? Oh, I get it because people want to talk to me. People want to pick my brain. Man, I'm good because I don't want to answer those questions. And what I may want to answer the question, people may feel like I'm ODing. Like, damn, why you want all that for you to answer that? It's because it's my business. It's who I rub shoulders with, who I was around, who I earned the right to have a conversation with. So now, why I got to bring you in there? I don't feel lonely. I don't need vindication. I don't need validation. At least not about things like that. For what? So I appreciate it. But for me to be like, yeah, nah, this right here, if I bring up this right here, I ain't bringing it up, I'm good. I ain't sweating, I'm good. People could think, yada, 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 whatever. It's like I said, I ain't got time to sweat it no more. There's other things going on in the world to still be in 2025. People still looking up to celebrities and all that. People still arguing over basketball games, football games, songs, clothes. For real? I don't see people arguing over. Y'all read that book. I got a library card. They arguing about stuff like that though. Arguing over video games, shoes, sneakers, men, women. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Not books though. Not a library card though. Not a bachelor's degree, a master's degree. Not manners, self-respect, self-control. Don't need to argue about that because I'm not gonna display that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna display no self-respect or self-control. So what am I gonna argue with that for? I ain't gonna argue about that. I'm gonna show you I don't respect myself, or I'm not gonna respect others. I'm gonna show you I ain't gonna have self-control. I'm gonna display that though. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna show you I ain't got it. Oh, basketball argument, rap song argument, another female argument, another dude argument, clothes argument. Who was better than somebody in some argument? I'll be hearing the news and being somebody got hurt over a library card. They did a smash and grab at the library. Really? They did? Okay. Well, at least they gonna be smart after this one. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. They did smash and grab at the jewelry store though. Mm-hmm. Did it there. Not the library though. Nah, why would we do that? We don't need to read. We don't need to write. We don't need to spell. We don't need to get our math together. We don't need to get our science together. We don't need to get our chemistry together, our biology together. Not like that. Wow, that's not relevant. That ain't hip. That ain't cool. Talk about people. That's hip. That's cool. Speculate. That's hip. That's cool. Gossip. That's hip. That's cool. To be mad at somebody for speaking facts. That's hip. That's cool. Being judgmental. That's hip. That's cool. Not listening. That's hip. That's cool. Being rebellious. That's hip. That's cool. That's how I go. That's how I go. And this is another thing that I like about the whole relationship thing. When I say like, from this standpoint, because it's not about who I like or what I like. When I say like, though, I mean like right now. I didn't have many people tune into this live stream. I appreciate that because all it's doing is reassuring me about what I'm saying. That's all it's doing. It's not like, oh, I'm upset. No, it's reassuring me that what I'm saying. That's why I have my motto now. Whoever don't like me on my platform, before you get triggered, unsubscribe, don't recommend, not interested. It's that easy for me because I don't care about being cool. I don't care about being liked. I don't care about that. Like, no, I don't care about being liked. So, liked, what's that mean? Because I'm always saying do something that somebody won't like. I'm gonna always do that. And that's not intentionally, it's just life. I'm gonna always do it. It's just life. It's not personal. I'm always saying do something somebody don't like. But one thing for certain though, that I'm never gonna care about, worried about a celebrity though. I'm not gonna do it. Take too much energy out of my life. And another thing about it, again, back to that word like that I like and I appreciate. They got too many other people doing it. So, and that's another thing that's foolish about it. They got so many people idolizing and worshiping them. They're not going to notice you doing it because so many people doing it. See, if people ease up, they'll notice it. Some people ease up, they actually notice you, noticing them. But so many people doing it, they don't notice you noticing them. They just think you're another person being a follower. That's all they're going to think. You're another person being a follower. I don't know, just somebody else following. Somebody else wanting to be like me. Somebody else wanting to do what I do. Like I said, they just doing it. Sponsors, ads and companies, promotion and all that. That's it. They them sponsors and all that get pulled. You already see. That's why a lot of times when they don't got the sponsors and nothing behind them, they be crying and they be breaking down like, oh no, I ain't got this amount of money. I'm broke. I'm this. I'm that. Because yeah, they ain't got the sponsors behind them no more. They ain't got quote unquote the machine behind them no more that put them where they are. See, that's another thing that I appreciate about integrity, dignity, and honor. See, when you put yourself somewhere, they can't just pull the plug on you. But when they put you there, oh, they can pull the plug anytime they want. So they put you there. They put you there. Like I said, everybody need to extend their brand. Everybody need to get better and do better. But when they put you somewhere, it's nothing you could do when they pull the plug. Nothing you could do when they pull the plug. Lights out, it's over. So they pull the plug on you. Pull a plug on you. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do? They pull the plug. Power's off. That's it. You ain't gonna be able to get a new generator or nothing. They pulled the plug. So no matter you restart and reboot and get you some new circuit breakers, whatever, don't matter. They pull the plug. They got the juice. They got the power. You know what I mean? So now what? So it's just more realistic when you do it yourself. Because then they got to come to you. They got to negotiate with you instead of you negotiating with them. Like, no, I thought I deserved this. I thought I deserved that. Nah, we're going to give you this. We're going to take that and you're going to do what we say. When they come to you, you can say, nah, I'm good. I don't want that. You keep it. Or you can say, all right, I'll take that, but give me this. That's how it should be. However, a lot of people look up to be thinking they're in control when they're not. Oh, the next live stream tomorrow, I'm gonna go in about all of that. Go in about all of that. People saying one thing, saying who they are, they're doing something totally different. They tell you, no, I ain't gonna compromise my brand, but you see them doing something that compromises their brand. Or some people don't know how people got to where they are because they just seen them one day how they was, to the next day it's like, damn, how they blow up like that. Companies like, yo, we'll put you here, do this. We'll give you this, do that. That's how come for some people that may believe some people not successful. They're just not successful. It's not that. They don't want to compromise them. They don't want to compromise their integrity for it. So they're like, nah, I'll pass. Thank you though. And I'm one of those people. I don't want to compromise nothing. I don't want to give up anything. Logically and literally. I don't give up nothing. A lot of those people, they don't care. They willing to. They don't care. They're willing to do it. Some people should be like, oh, they funny. Or no, they can really sing. Or no, they can really rap. Or they got talent. Or they can act. Okay. All right. No problem. That's what you believe it is. That's what it is. But I had to learn the right way that some people was this here. We gonna give it to you. We gonna give it to you. And for the people that work hard, and it's like, nah, but I know what I'm doing. I don't need you to give me anything. They're like, all right, but well, everybody won't know you. Don't you want people to know you and love you everywhere? No. I don't care who know me and love me. I love me. I know me. That's the difference. When people they ain't gonna really love me and they ain't gonna really know me. Or they ain't gonna get to know me to love me. So no, I'm good. And I'm great. That's how that go. And that's how it should go. That's how it should go. But you can't tell people that when people looking up to celebrities. They thinking they just got talent. But they compromise. Without those companies and those sponsors, it's nothing. Not every last one of them, but 90% of them. And when you tell people that, yo, you just mad at what? Oh, I did. I'm supposed to be mad because I still got my honor, my dignity, and my pride. They don't. I get it. I'm supposed to be mad at that. Never. Nothing to be mad at. If anything, I'm ecstatic about it because I still have those things. I still could wake up and really look in the mirror and be like, still got my honor, still got my dignity, still got my integrity. Meanwhile, it looked like that person got millions of people knowing them and loving them. Them people don't really know them, and I know them people don't love them. They're just following. Because people say that I be like, how they love somebody they don't know? And you can't get to know somebody until you really get to know them. So you can't say, yeah, I know them and I love them, or I love them and don't know them. So you got to really get to know them. You got to really get to do that. That takes time. Take time. So I know it's mythical. It's a myth. It's a myth. They're gonna make it seem like that. I love this person. Why? Yeah, and that's another thing. When you say, well, why you love this person? They can't even tell you. They can't even tell you. Like, why you love such and such? They can't tell you because they don't really know. They just following. Love is gonna get you. I love that car. I love that jag. I love that girl over there. I love that dude over there. I love that basketball player. I love that singer. I love that actor. Love gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get you. fall in love with your chain, fall in love with your car, it's gonna sneak right up and snuff you. That's what it's gonna do. So let love, let the things you love, let it keep getting in your way. You'll find out. You'll find out. And nobody's and the people you thought or believed would care, they ain't gonna care, they just gonna laugh at you. And the joke gonna be on you. It ain't gonna be on them, it's gonna be on you. That's how this thing go. That's how it works. So you could go ahead and knock people that's looking to put good energy out there, good vibes out there, and let you know, man, love yourself. Be there for yourself. Now it's easier to listen to what celebrities got to say. When celebrities say go vote, we go vote. When celebrities say don't eat this, we don't eat this. When celebrities say rebel against the system, we rebel. When celebrities say, yo, try to be in a relationship, try to be in a relationship. People look up to that too, other people's relationships. Like they see two black rappers together, that's black excellence. Like, what? Hold on, what happened? How? How? So you telling me your mom's with your pops ain't black excellence? You telling me your sister with her man ain't black excellence? Your brother with his woman, that ain't black excellence? But two famous black people that got a little bit of status quo, they together, that's black excellence, though. Really? Come on, man. Like that. And that's what I be talking about. See, that's what I be talking about. Make your own decisions. Don't let people make decisions for you. Don't let people compromise you, man. How is that black excellence? Like, and again, I'm not mad. I'm just asking, like, how is that black excellence, though? How? So your uncle being with your aunt for 25 years, that ain't black excellence. But those two black people that you see on TV together, that's black excellence, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is that? Help me out. Help me out. Help me understand that. I would love to understand that. Like, and I'm being facetious and sarcastic when I say that. But how's that black excellence, though? Put me on. Put me on. So those two people right there being together, that's black excellence. Okay. All right. That's how it works. Okay, no problem. That's black excellence. All right. But somebody in your family that you firsthand got to see their growth and their maturation together. You see them struggle to stay together, to be together, to make this thing work. That ain't black excellence. But you see two other people, because they on TV and they got a name for themselves, or blue check mark or status quo. That's black excellence, though. Or that's relationship goals, though. Why you can't be with the person you with and that's relationships goals? It's like, you know what? I'm a man, I'm gonna stay with my woman, I'm gonna stay with my man. Not just get weak and give up because something ain't go right with your man or something ain't go right with your woman. But you see other people, it's black excellence or it's relationship goals. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I be talking about. Like, things like that is funny to me. It's comical, man. Like, really? Like, really? This is where we at as people. We need somebody else to inspire us to do what's right for us. We always love what somebody else got going on. And it's not wrong with congratulating or applauding other people. No, please, by all means, do that. I'm saying though, how you only gonna do it when it comes to seeing other people interacting? You got a life. You got a life. You don't want to see your moms and your pops be together for 50 years. You don't want to see your sister be with her man for 50 years. You don't want to see yourself be with your woman for 50 years. Nah, I get it. They got a name and a check mark, or they're a celebrity. No, this is way more important. Way more important. way more important to watch shows and all they doing is cursing, screaming, yelling, and fighting. How is that excitement? How? People yelling and screaming at each other, that's excitement now. People cursing each other out, that's excitement. Other women sleeping with other women's men, and other men sleeping with other men's women. That's excitement. That's entertainment. Man, come on, man. That's whack. That's whack because people know if it's their life or if it's happening in their lives, they're not gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? You with your woman, it's gonna be all right. If another man is with your woman, it's all right. If you're a woman and another man, get with, cut it out, man. No, no, no. So how is it acceptable and it's entertainment? And that's another thing people do a lot to justify. I'm saying it's just TV. Okay, I get that. So in real life, would that be acceptable? If not, leave it alone. I know it's not acceptable in real life. So that's why I'm leaving it alone. So I'm not gonna want to watch somebody woman be with the next man and she got a man or husband. I'm not going to watch somebody else woman do that. I'm not going to watch somebody else man be with the next woman and he got a wife or a woman. So in real life, so why would I want to see it being played out like and being acted through? Like, nah, I'm good off that. Like, it's like movies like Malcolm X. Like how that's not a hood classic. Like that's supposed to be a hood classic. Look at the man changed his life around and learned how to have knowledge within himself and found out some of the people that was giving him the knowledge brainwashed him. And he wasn't even mad. He was a little confused, but he wasn't mad. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be a hood classic. But nah, movies like King of New York is a hood classic. See, that's what I be talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Movies like that is hood classics, though. King of New York. But not Malcolm X, though. Not that. Nah, that's all right. That's not a hood classic, though. How not? The man changed his life around and found out he was being brainwashed and or lied to and wasn't upset. He was just confused because he believed in his own people that they gave him valid information how to conduct and live his life as a civilized human being. But that's not a hood classic, though. But King of New York is. That's what I be talking about. People got to get their priorities straight. Like it's humorous to me now because now I'm in the right mentality that like, all right, I see it. I see it. I get it. I get it. I get it. People say the NBA is all that is great. I'm saying, okay, I broke that down for a player, any era, it don't matter when they played. For you to get what 30 points a game, that's not even 8 points a quarter. It's not. 30 points a game is not even 8 points in one quarter. It's not. It's less than that. To get 20 is 5 in the quarter. 5 in the first, 10 in the second. I mean, 5 in the first, 5 in the second. 10 at the half. 5 in the third, 5 in the fourth. That's 20 points. That's that. So it's like that. Like, so, and then I'm saying just to be getting older, and it's like I got to watch dudes, they got shorts, and I'm good off that. And then a lot of people say they don't really like the letter community and they shouldn't be accepted. But dudes be watching dudes with leotards and all that on playing football. Just saying, like, I'm just thinking. I'm not mad. I'm just thinking because I did it. But I had to get more conscious of what I was doing. Can't knock nobody. So can't blame nobody. I had to get conscious of what I was doing. So to me, it's like now I look back at it, it's funny. Like, wow, I used to do that. Okay. All right. I used to smoke a lot, drink a lot. Like, damn, like, hold on. Smoking 6 or 7 blunts in a day. You know what I'm saying? Running through gallons of liquor and all that. Like, nah, man. Like, hold on. I gotta get my priorities straight. It ain't no knock on nobody else. I'm just saying I had to get my priorities straight. I had to look at me. See, the part about, see, this is gangster to me, but you can look at yourself when ain't nobody else looking. See, that's gangster. You know what I'm saying? Being able to police yourself, that's gangster. Being able to walk away from things that don't hold no validity and no value no more, that's gangster. That's the relationship you want to have. But people got relationships with singers, with actors, though. How you do that? What? You got a relationship with a gold chain, with a car? Nah, this ain't life no more. This ain't life. Somebody unalive somebody over a car, over a girl, over a dude, but they won't unalive people for their son or their daughter or their moms or their pops. But somebody unalive people for stepping on some sneakers. Nah, man, like this is a joke at this point. It's a joke. And I'm not laughing at people. I'm laughing at the situations because nobody's a joke. That's why I didn't say people are a joke. No, this is a joke because nobody's a joke. I take every single person on the planet Earth serious. But the situations that arrive with people, now that's hilarious. The circumstances that come with people, that's hilarious. But people never gonna be funny to me because everybody has a heart, everybody has a brain. Some people hearts function better than others, some people brain function better than others, but nobody's a joke. Situations and circumstances, oh, that's gonna always be funny. Because it's like, okay, well, how did these people get in this situation? Oh, they got into that over that. So you mean to tell me it's several people unalive or hurt because somebody said something that somebody disagreed with or didn't like? You know what I'm saying? I think Bill Russell's better than Michael Jordan. How is that an argument? Shouldn't be an argument. I think Kobe Bryant is better than Steph Curry. That's an argument. I think Janet Jackson looked better than Beyonce. That's an argument. Wow. So I had to start looking back like, nah, this is, come on, man. This is funny. It's comical. It's comical. Anita Baker looked better than Stephanie Mills. Comical. What, okay, whether that's true or false, or real or fake, what validity does it hold? It doesn't hold validity. Again, whether it's true or false, real or fake, what validity do it hold, though? It holds no validity, though. It doesn't. Unless you related to Anita Baker or you related to Stephanie Mills, what validity does it hold? What does that mean? How am I get into a fight because I like Pac and somebody like Big? Okay, you like Tupac, I like Big, or I like Big and you like Tupac. So, but to come back and unalive and fight and come on, really? Really? Realistically, come on. Come on. But nobody's fighting over books. Nobody's fighting over library cards. Something to teach you something. Something to actually teach you something. Something you can gain from. You can gain from that. Obviously, if you look at the situations of certain people, look where it led them. No matter how great people say Big is or Pac is, look, they're not here no more. So the lesson should be, yo, I ain't gonna even let it get that deep. I respected the impact they had on what they did for a living. But I don't want it to get that deep where I could be hit with their fate. People don't think like that because their ego get hurt, their pride get hurt. That's why my ego and my pride don't mean nothing to nobody but me. And my opinion only matter to me. That's why I don't get on my platform or anyone else's platform or panel and say my opinion. I'm gonna hit you with facts, or I'm gonna hit you with this is what I believe, or from the research and the homework, this is what I came up with. So therefore, if somebody say, well, you need to do some more homework, you need to do some more research, give me the information, I'll do that. Thank you. But I can be like, what? What you mean? You don't know, you can't tell me. I'm not gonna do that. Because knowledge is infinite. I could keep learning. I could keep learning though. So I'm not gonna limit myself and try to limit someone else because I'm limited with what I know. I'm not gonna do that. And before I could diagnose someone as not knowing what they're talking about, foolish or naive or stupid, I still have to listen. Some people don't even listen. They cut people off halfway through the conversation. or halfway through the sentence because they get emotional or they getting upset. It's like, man, I don't want to hear that. Or they do this, they'll speak for a lot of people. Nobody want to hear that. Okay, speak for you. If you don't want to hear it, I respect that. But how you gonna speak if it's 6 other people involved with the conversation? How you gonna say they don't want to hear it though? You don't know that. You got to get them an opportunity. Like, don't limit other people because you limit it. Like, I had to learn too. I don't limit nobody because I can learn something from some. For me to limit someone, even if I disagree with them, I'm more of an idiot than them because I'm not listening. To find out if something is irrelevant, you have to listen to it. You can't just cut somebody off. You got to listen to them through and through. And be like, yo, that was their perspective. You know what? At least I listen. But people don't even listen. They be like, yo, that's just stupid or that's just dumb. It's like, hold on, but you ain't even fully listening. Gotta listen. Like, once somebody says something, they're just under attack. It's like, whoa, are you just gonna let them finish through and through? Or some people have enough intelligence to be like, all right, no problem. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yo, I'm gonna holler at y'all. Have a good one. And some people take that as sarcasm, like, yo, you being sarcastic. What you mean? It's like, nah, they just they don't want to argue. They don't want the friction because some people understand it ain't worth it. And some people egos still be so hurt. They like, all right, they prey off that. They be like, all right, yo, what you saying? It's like, I ain't saying nothing. But then if you get aggressive, oh, you think you're about that life? So if you too lay back with it, you don't want it. But if you over aggressive, now you think you're a gangster. So it's like, see how it's no in between no more? You lay back, oh, you too passive. So now you ain't aggressive enough. So you really ain't about that life. But then if you overly aggressive, oh, you think you're a gangster, so now it leads to pulling up. See? So that's why I had to learn to give people an opportunity to express themselves fully. Whether I agree with it, that's not the point. Whether I disagree with it, that's not the point. Whether it's intelligent, that's not the point. Whether it's ignorant, that's not the point. Listen through and through. It's the only way you're going to learn if it means something, if it is relevant, if it is smart, if it is naive, whatever you're going to think it is, you still have to listen through and through. And if you don't want to listen, don't be a part of it. But don't listen to criticize. I had to learn that too. Not to listen to criticize. Like, I went through things with people in my life. People had kids, but I was like, but I used to listen just to criticize. Now I stopped doing that. Like, nah. I'm saying that's how they seen the type of person I was, or the type of father I was, or the type of man that I was. You know what? I appreciate you telling me that. I got some soul searching to do. All right, have a good one. Oh, why you leaving? You mad? Nah, I got some soul searching to do. And they wasn't used to that. They used to me being combative, coming back, going back and forth. So now it's no solution. They getting pumped up and riled up. I'm getting pumped up and riled up. I was like, I gotta do some soul searching. You know what I'm saying? And I do the soul searching. And now the things they told me, the areas I was weak in, I started working on them. And I wanted to put myself back in those same situations again to see if I worked on getting stronger in those situations. But you can't not leave the situation and then not work on it and come back. It's like, so if you decide, yo, I don't want to drink no more, and now you try to do the cold turkey thing and then you go back around people, it's like you just might start drinking again. But if you really work on it gradually and then you go back around those people, they be like, yo, you want a shot of Henny? Nah, I'm good. What's up? Why you ain't be drinking no more? Nah, I just want to try to get my life together. Don't shoot them down. I'll be like, yo, Henny ain't no good. It's like, yo, it's gonna mess up your liver. That you understand that. Maybe if you tell them that may lead to another disagreement, another argument. You'd be like, yo, I'm just trying to get my thing together. You know what I'm saying? But we still could chill, we still could watch the game, or we still could build. You know what I mean? That's that. You ain't gotta be, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't smoke weed no more. I don't want to be around people who smoke weed. It's like, you don't smoke. Okay, you don't smoke. You know what I'm saying? Peace and power to you. But don't look to inflict or pass off something to someone else because you getting on the right note. You know what I'm saying? Same way you weren't on that tip at one point, now that you are, don't force it on nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I had to, those things I had to learn. That's why I said I take every person serious. It's just circumstances, situations that I laugh at. That's what I do. Circumstances, situations, not people, because everybody needs to be taken serious. Like another circumstance, a situation that's funny to me. I see a lot of things on the internet and on the news, like take care animals, but they still got zoos and aquariums open and SeaWorld. See, that's a funny situation to me. Like, how you going to tell me to take care of the animals and the mammals and all that, but they got SeaWorld open, they got the aquarium open. That's $1 billion industry. Come on, man, cut it out. Cut it out. Like, I'm not, come on. I know better than that now at this point in my life. You just trying to control me. You want me to do what you want me to do. Because if you wanted it to be done, aquariums wouldn't be making no more money because they holding animals in a captivity that's not their habitat. And that's a fact. See, that's why I stick to facts. That's a fact. So only somebody who want to argue with me, only somebody who don't want to evaluate the facts of the situation, want to be combative, and just want to be heard and seen and want attention, they're going to go at me. Anybody that's going to realistically think, they're going to be like, can't even say nothing about that. That's a fact. And it's not that I'm right. It's just a fact. See, when something is a fact, people look at who's saying it instead of it just being a fact. It's not about who's saying it. It's about a fact or not. It's that. It's a fact. Move on. Or build upon that. Don't, you know what I'm saying? So what? You think you know more than me? No. I'm just building with facts. That's it. I'm not doing anything else. And I don't want to do anything else. So that's another funny situation and circumstance to me. The fact that other people believe that animals need to be protected, but it's aquariums, zoos, SeaWorld, all that's open. They got the safari and all that in Disneyland or Disney World or Great Adventure. Cut it out. Cut it out. If whoever's telling me that or whoever's promoting that, the news, whoever doing that, why y'all not going to Disney World with that or Disneyland with that or safari with that or the aquarium with that or the zoo with that? Because they got animals there against their habitat. And the problem with it is, since it's $1 billion industry, that's why they ain't got nothing to say. But if somebody catch me on camera mistreating an animal, now people supposed to run down on me? I'm a bad person? So humanity and society and civilization? See, that's funny. Because that's a funny situation. That's a funny circumstance to put somebody in. That's a funny circumstance. But you don't want to put them owners to them zoos and to them aquariums. And that, you don't want to put them in a funny situation, but you want to put me in a funny situation? Nah, I ain't having that. I'm going to laugh and I'm going to question them. Be like, so let me get this right. So I mistreated this animal, which I need to be disciplined for that. And it need to be some justification. Okay, you got that. So there ain't no need to be no justification for them animals that's up in the zoo because that's not their habitat. I don't care if they was raised there. And it's people raised in environments that look how they grow up because they're not in the right environment. And that's human beings. So now what? So I'm bugging with that too. So as human beings that's not raised in the right environment, look how they grow up. So you got animals not raised in the right environment. Look how they grow up. Facts again. That's not me being mad. That's not me being judgmental. I just weigh facts. That's why I like to do homework and research. I don't want to argue. I don't want to debate. I want to share information and education so I could build, so I could grow. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people just want to argue. They want to debate. They want to scream. They want to shout. They want to belittle other people and all that because their ego is little. So it's like if I could break somebody down to my size with my ego and my pride, it's justified. It's like, for real? Lift yourself up. So therefore, you don't have to look down on nobody. When you do look down, like I always say, I look down on the old me. And I look down and be like, you're not going to be that any longer. You're going to elevate. You're going to be a new you. So when I look down, it's looking down at me. I don't look down at people or on people. You know what I mean? I look down at my old self. And I'm looking up at a bigger, better, brighter day. That's what I'm doing. And whoever don't like that, I can't sweat that. Whoever want to judge me, that's on them. Whoever thinking something that I ain't literally saying and or believing, I don't care. I don't care. And that's important moving forward. It's important moving forward because when you speak about something, when it's actual facts, It get disputed or debated when you're not liked. And if it's dead wrong and you're liked, it don't matter. And that's another thing that I appreciate about being sincere and honest. I'm not asking for other people to agree with me. I'm not saying, yo, is that right or wrong? If they think it's wrong, I don't care. Facts, you can't deny that. You can get frustrated all you want. But okay, another fact, I'm going to die. I don't know when or how. Somebody gonna argue with me about that. That's on them. I know I'm going to die. When or how, that's up for debate. For me dying, it's nothing to debate. It's no arguing that. It's no getting around that. I'm going to do that. So what am I really arguing about again? Oh, all right. Because somebody else's ego, somebody else's pride. So I said, my ego, my pride, and my opinion only mean something to me. Only me. Only me. My opinion don't mean nothing to nobody on the planet Earth. That's why I'm entitled to it. But facts, it's no denying that. It's no getting around that. Train coming and you on the train tracks, you're getting hit. You're getting hit. You're getting hit. So be stand there if you want. Stand there if you want. Train don't see you, you hit. Definitely, if it's going fast and it's one of them trains like a Long Island Railroad or PATH train or something, you hit. Amtrak, you hit. The car is hit. It's too much momentum already going. Too much momentum. Somebody be like, no, it depends. See, you're right, it depends. Next topic. Are you trying to shut me up? Nah, I just don't want to keep going back and forth. But obviously, you know something I don't know. So next topic, and that's another thing. When you learn how to do that conflict resolution, people get frustrated. Conflict resolution. Resolve. Let's resolve this. It ain't got to go as far as it went. It ain't got to go as far as it went. That's why it's important to look to do homework and research. So when you're speaking about something, even if somebody may not like you or like it, they could be like, at least you know what he's talking about. At least you know what she's talking about. Because there's a lot of people that just don't like people and they just looking for a reason to argue and debate with them because they might not like them or something about them. But when you kind of know what you're saying, kind of know what you're talking about, people like, at least they know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? And they'll rock with you and vibe with you. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't even know what you're talking about, they're going to be like, man, this person don't even know what they're talking about. I'm good. And it's not that they upset. It's just like some people just want information sometimes. That's all they be wanting. They just be wanting information. And sometimes people don't have the information. Just be a bunch of chit-chat. Like, man, everybody doing that. So what separates you? That's why I'm talking about what I was talking about earlier in reference to the whole celebrity thing. It's easy to do that. It's easy to talk about a rapper, a singer. Easy to do that. But it ain't easy to talk about that healthy book you read. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got to remember everything you read. It's easy to remember gossip and rumors. Easy to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to remember the words to the song. I'm gonna unalive this dude. I hustle mad drugs. I get mad chicks. I wear gold chains. I fancy clothes and all that luxury brands. Okay, all right. But start spitting something educational. Stay in school. Listen to your moms. Respect your pops. Don't shoot at the ops. You see somebody doing crime, tell them to stop. It's like, man, that's whack. It's like, hold on. But he rhyming. It's like, okay, you got some type of lyrical skill. No, nobody want to hear that. Okay, cool. No problem. Now, should that person stop what they're doing? No. And just because 1 or 2 or 3 or 3 million people told you nobody want to hear it, don't give up. Plenty of people told me what I did and what I do, they didn't want to hear it. I didn't stop. Plenty of people told me, yo, man, now you shouldn't even be doing that with your music, man. You need to do what you've been doing. Nah, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do this with my music. For those who want to hear it, they're going to listen. For those who don't. But I'm not doing this like, okay, a record deal. Nah. I'm doing it because I'm doing it. Like, I don't need people to validate me. That's another big issue with life. People need people to validate them. You got to validate you. Don't matter if your man don't want to do it, your woman don't want to do it, your kids don't want to do it, your pastor, your reverend, your deacon, your co-workers, your neighbors, and so they honestly, they don't have to. You have to. You got to do that. The things I enhance and the things I better, I did it for me. I didn't do it like, you know what, man? I'm gonna change up my wardrobe, man, because I want to be around better women. I want to appeal them. Nah, nope. If it just so happened that it does that, it does that. But I didn't do it for that. I did it for me. You got to do things for you. And people gonna call you selfish regardless, because when I was all in with other people, family, friends, kids, everybody, and I still did the best that I could do, or I thought I was doing the best for them, it still wasn't enough. So why not just do what's best for me and let them say I'm selfish, or let them say I don't love them, or let them say I never cared. When I was all in and I did the best for them, they still criticized me, right? They still told me I could have did more or could have did better. So why not just go all in for me and do better for me and do more for me? They criticized me when I was all in, though. Like, it don't matter what I've been through with anybody in my life. I never told them how to be better of something. Meaning, I never told my sister how to be a better sister. I never told my brother how to be a better brother. I never told my moms how to be a better mother. I never told my father how to be a better father. I accepted them for what they thought they was doing to have an impact in my life. But I noticed when it was my goal, people, yo, you need to be a better brother. You need to be a better man. You need to be a better son. You need to be a better father. You need to be a better coworker. You need to be a better artist. You need to be a better podcaster. It's like, whoa, what? Oh, so I need to do all this. I need to be all that. All right, you got it. You right. I work on it. No problem. And now that I'm working on being a better person, you know what they tell me? Oh, you switching up. Oh, you think you better. Oh, you took it personal. Oh, you sensitive. See, it's still me. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use all that me energy and really put it on me. You know what I'm saying? When they call my phone, don't answer. When they reach out, how you been? Don't say nothing. How you living? Don't say nothing. Where you been at? Don't say nothing. Because I'm not mad. I just got to get focused, though. I'm not mad. Because like they said, right? Like they said, me. So I got to do better for me. Not an issue. See, I had to learn how to do that. When people tell me it's something that ain't right with me, I'm not going to argue with them. And when people tell me it is something right about me, I'm not going to run around smiling, overconfident. Because like I said earlier, when I first started this live stream today, when things went wrong, I got all the blame. And when things went right, nobody want to give me a pat on the back. So I appreciate that now. So when things go wrong in people's life and I'm not there, it don't matter. I ain't in their life. And when things go right, it don't matter. I ain't in their life. So I ain't around a kid or two and they end up becoming the next whatever, the next president of the United States. I ain't got nothing to do with it. If they turn out to be living in a garbage can, I ain't got nothing to do with it. See, I look at it like that now because when I was putting the effort all in, no, you could have did more. When I was like, yo, hypothetically speaking, I only make $300 a week. I could afford to give up $120. Oh, you can give up more than that. It's like, hold on, but I got to work. I got to wash clothes. I still got things that I got to do. I got to do these things. That don't mean that because I only got this that I'm neglecting. I got what I got. I got what I got. I'm going to give up what I got. I'm going to put in the effort what I got. If my strong suits is my strong suits, if I say, yo, I'm good at reading and comprehension, science, and vocabulary, and I'm not that good at math, I'm not that good at social studies, that don't mean I'm not going to help my kid. I know I'm not that's not my strong suit. So, okay, maybe we could work together and get that done for the kid or our kid. But if it's like I'm saying, you could put a better effort, I know that's not my strong suit. So I don't want to be weak in that area. And then when I work with my kid's struggling and I'm struggling. or my sister's struggling and I'm struggling. I know that's not my strong suit. At least I'm intelligent and articulate enough to know that's not my strong suit. Instead of me fronting through it. A lot of people do that too. They know they weak in certain areas, but try to front it off. And now it becomes a bigger issue because they fronting it off, knowing it's not a strong suit. They know that. But they front it off anyway, like, nah, it don't matter. But it's not your strong suit, though. You know that better than anybody else. You know that. So don't allow other people to implant their insecurities or what they see for you on you. No. That's what they see for you. And it's nothing wrong with that. But is it right for you? I'm going to say it again. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But is it right for you? That's the issue here. That's what I said. I really see wrong in things. And I don't see that much right in things. But do it apply to you for you? That's the whole issue. And people is so caught up in situations with other people and relationships with these celebrities that they neglect themselves. That's why anything that I've taken a liking to, I started doing. I started liking the NBA. I started playing basketball. And it wasn't about making it to the NBA. It was about playing basketball. That's what it was about. I didn't like the NBA. I liked basketball. I didn't like the NFL. I liked football. I didn't like record contracts or the music industry. I like music, though. See how I separated things? People don't do that. I like cars. It don't got to be a Benz or a Lex or a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. It could be a Pinto. I like cars. I like suits. It ain't got to be Gucci suits. It ain't got to be Armani suits. It ain't got to be Louis suits. I like suits. I like sunglasses. It could be a pair of $500 sunglasses or a pair of $5 glasses. I like sunglasses. Some people don't know how to value things like that. I like truth. I like education. So it don't matter if I'm being educated about volcanoes or I'm being educated about mankind. I like education. It don't matter if I'm being educated about whales or dolphins. It don't matter if I'm being educated about mountains, about glaciers, whatever. I'm being educated. Bring it on. I'm not picky when it comes to elevation. People are picky. So how they gonna elevate? How they gonna elevate? Like I said, I like suits. It ain't got to be Gucci. It ain't got to be LV. I like suits. I like sunglasses. You know what I'm saying? Somebody give me a pair of sunglasses for Five Below. Somebody give me a pair of sunglasses for Macy's. I'm going to enjoy both pairs the same way. Same way. I'm not going to be like, yo, this came Five Below. I don't want this. Sunglasses. That's that. People get it twisted. That's why they have so many self-inflicted issues. You know what I mean? That's why they got self-inflicted issues. People say, yo, I'm hungry. Me, I was hungry. I was eating at soup kitchens. I was eating at pantries. I wanted to eat. It wasn't about, nah, I'm saying I don't eat that. I'm hungry. What? I'm hungry. I want to eat. As long as it's some food that's I won't get sick from, I want to eat. That's the bottom line. As long as it ain't outdated or not, I want to eat. Some people like, nah, I only eat this. All right, well, what's going to happen if you stuck in a situation and they don't got none of the things you eat? It was a point I was a vegan. And it was like, what I'm going to do? I couldn't really eat nothing. It wasn't that nobody didn't want to feed me. I couldn't eat nothing because I was a vegan. You know what I mean? I had to understand, like, that's a part of my situation. People know people not perfect, but yet and still, when something ain't right, when they don't like something, or a large amount of people, that's why I don't follow the crowd and the herd. Because when a large amount of people don't like people, now it's like every time they do something, everybody condemn them. But if it's them doing something, I'm saying, why everybody on my back? The simplest things are not simple, meaning it's not simple to be a family member. However, somebody think it's simple to be the mayor or to be the governor or to be the president or to be a manager of a job or to be a parent or to run a company. It's not simple to be a cousin to a cousin, But people put pressure on the mayor to be the mayor, though. He got to run a whole city. But you couldn't even get along with your own cousin. Couldn't even get along with your girl or your man or your kids. Or you couldn't even keep a job for 5 years straight. But now that the mayor is the mayor, it's a problem because he or she said something or did something because a large group of people didn't like it. So now they don't know what they're doing. But it's people out here that can't get along with family. Can't even do it. Some people had a job for 2 years and been late 6 months out of that 2 years. What that mean? They lazy? What that mean? They ain't strong with punctuality. And again, just accident. So people don't know how to tread lightly until it's them. Then it's like, yeah, I need to tread lightly. That's why I talk to people and not about them. I had that issue. I have children by multiple different females, right? So I got into something because I said, yo, check this out. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at her, but I'm a little confused. You don't want her saying nothing about your kid. She don't want you saying nothing about her kid. But y'all finna realize I'm in the middle because both of those are my kids. They both my kid, though. And I can't check you or her, but y'all saying things about each other kids and y'all forgetting they my kids. Like, come on. That's what I mean about I laugh at circumstances and situations, not people. Like, come on. Like, think about what y'all doing. Y'all saying things about each other's kids. Okay, it don't got no effect on you or her, but it got an effect on me because those are my kids, though. And now what's selfish and stupid, the selfish part is y'all want me to protect and defend y'all kid. What's stupid is it's impossible because they both mine. And if I protect both, somebody gonna say, you just doing that for that kid. It's like, but I gotta protect both. So you know what I'm gonna do? I ain't gonna protect none. And I'm gonna just leave the whole situation alone. I could be looked at as a bad person, a bad father. That's not the point no more. The point is, what about me and where I stand in my mental health? What about that? Because now if I break down and get weak and violate, oh, he weak. So you know what? I'd rather just be weak by walking away. But I'm learning that's actually displaying strength because I left the situation alone. I didn't give anybody what they wanted. I gave me what I needed. I'm going to say that again. I didn't give anybody what they wanted. I gave me what I needed. And that's what got to start happening now. People got to start giving themselves what they need. But they so caught up in other people and making other people happy, they lose themselves. And that's why a lot of people breaking down. Mental health is out of control. Why this person tweaked out like that? Why they spazzing on their girl, they man, or their husband, or their wife, or their kids, or their family? Mentally, they're going through a lot. They're going through a lot. People will say this, and this is what I mean by situation, circumstances. Again, people will say, yo, I'm sad. If I get in a relationship with a woman, she can't lie. If I get in a relationship with a man, he can't lie. Okay, how you believe in Christmas? You know that's a lie. Once you beyond a certain age barrier, you know Christmas is a lie. How you still accepting that? How you still looking for something for Christmas? How you still being fake going around family on Easter, on Thanksgiving, knowing that it doesn't really exist though? That's a lie. A lie is a lie. Hate is hate. Hunger is hunger. Poverty is poverty. Harm is harm. You can't be like, no, because oh no, they're this color and they harm me. That's what I'm saying again about circumstances and situations. I laugh. I don't want to see nobody hurt. It doesn't matter the nationality. I don't want to see nobody hurt. But people operate like that. People on that type of frequency. That's what mattered to them. What mattered to them is what mattered to them. And I'm learning that's not. No, it don't. Because when it really do, you're going to put yourself in a better circumstance and situation than with everything in your life. Because I know I'm on it like that. I don't want to be played with a lot to. So off the muscle, I don't advocate holidays. So I don't have to worry about somebody telling me, yo, you ain't buy me this for Christmas. You ain't come through on Thanksgiving. You gonna come through for the 4th? Yo, we barbecuing for Labor Day. I don't deal with none of that. You gonna have a barbecue, I'll pull up. We gonna unite because we family. I'm gonna come through. But I'm not gonna restrict it to something that ain't real anyway. Because now the energy gonna be fake. I'm gonna say that again. I'm not gonna restrict it to something that ain't real because the energy gonna be fake. It's going to be fake. because I'm pulling up to something that ain't real. And people gonna pull up knowing that, and after a while the energy gonna fade off. It's gonna get fake because it ain't real anyway. It's just not. So why would I want to be involved with that? Why why do I want to be telling my kids, oh, Christmas, I'm gonna get you this? Christmas ain't real. It's just not real. So I'm supposed to be fake, spend money on a fake time. It's like, nah, but that's not real. I'm not saying, but why you gotta tell the kids that? Because if it's other things in life that is real, or I'm like, yo, okay, yeah, even though me and you ain't together like that, that's my business. I don't want you telling my kid I'm with another woman. I'm saying, but you ain't around. I gotta let your son or your daughter know. So I gotta let my son or my daughter know Christmas ain't real. Easter ain't real. At least when I'm letting them know about that, it really ain't real and it holds no validity. My personal life shouldn't have nothing to do with this. But I'm learning people want to do that. People want to do that. Them holidays ain't real, period. Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. So why am I worried about that? Why am I worried about that? So if I go in about that, oh, I'm saying you going in about something like that because it ain't real. It's a fantasy. I'm a real person. I really exist. I gotta go out here and work and break my back to bring this food back or to bring this money back. And now you telling me you want me to spend my time, my effort, my energy, and my money on something that's fraudulent? I ain't doing it. I don't care who's upset, kid included. I don't care because it's not real. And if we're gonna do things that's not real, you can't fault me now for being fake. You can't fault me because you want me to advocate fake things, right? So how you gonna fault me for being fake? Christmas is fake. Easter is fake. Thanksgiving is fake. So how you gonna be mad at me because I don't want to advocate that? And if I'm not mad at it, but you can't knock me down because all throughout the board, I'm gonna move fake. All throughout the board, I'm gonna move fake. That's how I go. I'm not gonna get real because you want me to. Because if that's the case, let's get real about these holidays. They're not real. They're not. They're not real. So I'm not gonna be going back and forth about, oh, I'm saying, yo, you supposed to came through for Christmas. Your son was waiting for a PlayStation. Okay, all right, well, he could wait for it because I'm not buying it because it's Christmas. Just because people got you controlled and you believe in that, you need to believe in that. I ain't you, and I know you ain't me. I ain't got to do it. Where is it at in the bylaws that said, okay, you a mother or you a father, you got to celebrate Christmas, you got to celebrate 4th of July? Where does it say that at? Where? Ain't in no bylaws, it ain't in no Bibles, no Qurans, no Kabbalias, no spiritual religion. You don't have to do it. Even if it's mentioned in those books, it don't say you have to celebrate that though. You have to commemorate that. Don't say that. So at the end of the day, if I'm looked at or people come at me like I'm unreal or unauthentic, I'll accept that because I know majority of things that I'll look at and view in life, is unauthentic. And I'm not going to be going back and forth about none of that. No more in my life at all. I went through it already. Why watch the NBA if I say, yo, this player nice, he ain't better than such and such? Really? And if it's about winning, it's some players that got way more rings than others. But I'm saying when he was playing, it wasn't really nobody in the NBA. More excuses. If it's about winning, it's about winning. If it's about money, it's about money. Can't be like I'm saying he got his money because he did this. Like she got her money because she. Is it about money or not? Is it about winning or not? I'm getting confused. Let's keep it on what it's on. But again, that's that moving it again. Like, oh, I'm saying, so what? Bill Russell played in the NBA. He got 11 rings, but wasn't really nobody in the NBA when he played. He can't argue about who's in the NBA. That's who's in the NBA. Floyd Mayweather can't dispute who was boxing when he was boxing. Muhammad Ali can't say, well, okay, I wish these people was boxing when he was boxing. That's who was boxing. He beat who he beat. Tyson beat who he beat. Mayweather beat who he beat. Bill Russell played against who he played against. Michael Jordan played against who he played against. LeBron playing against who he playing against. Like I don't want to put Bill Russell with Michael Jordan played. I don't want to put Michael Jordan with Bill Russell played. The point is that people do that a lot. If it's about something, it's about something. People move lines all the time. It's like, okay, is sports about winning? Yeah, so Bill Russell got 11 rings. But if I say that he ain't better than Mike, I'm confused now because he got 11 rings. 11 is more than 6. Can't tell me, well, he wasn't the MVP. He wasn't getting all the points. See, you're making it about individuals. If it was about individuals, let's argue about tennis. Let's argue about bowling. Let's argue about swimming. I don't want to argue about something that's a together thing, but you want to individualize it. That's why it's called together. So I understand somebody has more responsibility than others. That's life. That's why relationships don't work in life. Because should the father have more responsibility than the mother, he's looking to do his obligation, that could be stripped away. Should the mother have more responsibility than the father, that could be stripped away. And now we at a stalemate now. You know what I'm saying? So if it's 5 people living in the house, somebody gonna have more responsibility than others. So what that mean? That mean okay, so since that one person out of 5, they got more responsibility, that mean without them, it ain't gonna work. They all gotta do what they gotta do for it to work. One person may be paying the mortgage. Somebody else got the gas bill. Somebody else got the light bill. Somebody else got the water bill. Somebody paying the car insurance. Somebody paying the car note. Everybody got a role to fulfill. Everybody got a role to fulfill. When you look at it just from an individual standpoint, it's like, oh, no, I'm saying, see, people do that for their argument. I'm not doing it for the argument. I'm looking at it from a logical standpoint. When something is a together thing, everybody got to be on the same page for it to work. When somebody not doing what they supposed to do, it's not going to work. So no matter how much buckets Michael Jordan or LeBron or Steph or Bill Russell or whoever, or how many touchdowns a quarterback can throw, if the offensive lineman not blocking, if the receiver not running the right route, none of that ain't going to matter no more. None of that ain't going to matter. If the coach not calling the right plays, none of that ain't going to matter no more. So it don't matter how much points Michael Jordan got. If his teammates ain't doing what they got to do, the team ain't going to be successful. But if you tell people like that, I'm saying, no, he made all them dudes on the team better. Really? All right, so without that person paying the mortgage, everybody be homeless. It don't make no sense for them to pay the other bills. So they paying the mortgage, nobody paying the light bill, now they in the dark. Okay, they paying the mortgage, paying the light bill, now they ain't paying the water bill. How they gonna wash up? You need everybody to play their role, though. It's like what I said before on the other live stream. Everybody can't be a king. That's why 7 pieces on the chessboard. Everybody a king, everybody a queen. So that's why it seems like the game of life is stuck now. Nobody want to be a bishop. Nobody want to be a pawn. Nobody want to be a rook. Everybody a king, everybody a queen. And it's good to have that mindset. However, though, you got to take some steps back. Everybody is not fit to be a king and a queen. Everybody not fit to play that position. Some people got to be the rook. Some people got to be the knight. Some people got to be the bishop. It ain't like you ain't got a position. You got to be the knight or the bishop to protect the king, to protect the queen. That don't make you less than a human being. Everybody cannot be that. And some people get it and appreciate it and live with it. Some people don't know how to appreciate it and don't get it. And they stagnate themselves and others. You know what I mean? And I refuse to stagnate myself, let alone others. You don't know what you're destined to be until you get in position. Some people not even in position, but they saying they destined to be something. They ain't even in position. At least be in position. At least that's the least you can do. Be in position. At least I'm in position. So now, whatever I'm destined to be, I'm in position. I don't know who looks at my podcast. I don't know who see my videos. So I'm not going to be a yelling, screaming, cursing, dropping M-bombs, calling women HSBs. regardless if I see them like that or not. That's not the point. Somebody could sit and be like, yo, man, y'all been watching the podcast for like a month. Yo, you doing your thing, yo, I'm gonna have a little lane for you. You know what I'm saying? Give me some information. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That's why I don't be putting certain titles and all that, and I ain't doing that because I don't. Because what happens when I can't pick somebody's interest off those topics? So I might as well just do what I'm doing. I got a lot of things to share with the world. So the more I grow, the deeper the conversation get. You know what I mean? That's how life works. Life don't work like, yo, you frustrated, you upset, you angry. It's politicians' fault. It's the mayor's fault. It's the governor's fault. It's other cultures' fault. Like, so it's the blame game. So black people blame white people. White people blame Jewish people. Jewish people blame Asian people. Asian people blame Hispanic people. Hispanic people blame Haitian people. Haitian people blame Jamaicans. Like, come on, like we just gonna be going around in circles all day. So what we gonna be doing? Same thing with religion. It's like I believe in God. No, but I'm saying you're supposed to be a Christian. No, you're supposed to be a Catholic. No, you're supposed to be a Baptist. No, you're supposed to be Muslim. No, you're supposed to be Buddhist. No, you're supposed to be Pentecostal. It's like I believe in God. All them other names. So it's like if I call my mother Ma and my sister call her mother or my brother call her mommy, what that mean? I ain't a mother no more? I say God. Somebody might say, no, it's Allah. No, it's not Allah. It's the Elohim. No, it's not the Elohim. It's Yahweh. No, it's not Yahweh. It's Yahshua. It's like, we all believe in God. We having this debate and we running from the point again, God, because we trying to all be right. It's not about all being right or all being wrong. It's not about that no more. It's about sticking together. That's what it's about. Sticking together. You can't get a meal if I got the bread, somebody got the cheese, somebody else got the turkey, and somebody else got the water or the soda or the juice. And we are arguing. They gonna drink all their juice and their water or their soda. I'm gonna eat the bread. Somebody gonna eat the turkey. Another person gonna eat the cheese. That ain't no full meal. But if we all stop arguing and get together and push that ego and that pride to the wheel, it's like, all right, I got the bread right here. All right, cool. We're gonna make some sandwiches. Let's get it. All right, I got the juice, the water, or the soda. I got something to drink. Let's go. Now, we all eating together. We all can sit down and have a conversation. But it's like if it's always like, what is that about? Like, come on. I'm not saying life is perfect, but I'm saying we all should be able to manage. We all should be able to do that. You all can't do that. Everybody a boss. Everybody an instructor. Everybody's that. Not some people, not so. Everybody. Everybody's a boss. Everybody's a leader. And what's funny again about that circumstance, that situation thing, how everybody's a leader, how everybody's a boss, but when not everybody, but majority of the population got websites and it's saying follow. I don't have Instagram because I was brought up not to be a follower. And when I did have Facebook, rest in peace to my father, he was sick. I had it because I need to speak to family that was in other cities and or states that I didn't speak to that knew my father was extremely sick. And once I let all of them know he was extremely sick, deactivated. That's it. But I didn't do it for me. I did it to push myself out the way. Like, yo, my pop's sick. There's certain people that don't know. I ain't gonna be able to speak to them. Other family members probably do got the information, but I don't want to go through, oh, you know, cousin so-and-so on the marriage, you know, aunt so-and-so, uncle so-and-so. I don't want to hear all that. My pops is sick. I just want them to know what's going on. So when they do find out now, it's optional if they show up. At least if they know and they don't show up, no problem. And if they do, I appreciate it. But I want to be like, damn, I didn't even know your pops was sick. Nobody told me nothing. Facebook, yo, my dad's sick. What's his condition? Yo, he in the hospital. He can't do nothing. He passed away. That's that. I passed the information over. I spoke to other family members, let them know. kept it moving. That's that. But I'm not gonna be back and forth and arguing and this and that. Nah, man, I'm older. I dropped the video, and I've been urging people to go back and look at that. If you're 35 or older, video, the live stream, it'll help for those who probably need acknowledgement for certain things once you get 35 or older. Things that shouldn't mean nothing to you no more. Things you shouldn't be doing no more because you're 35 or older. Period, point blank. But I'm not going to be going back and forth. Now, ain't no need. For what? I ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. And nobody have to prove anything to me. I have to prove something to myself. Stay loyal, stay humble, stay committed, stay on my path and my journey. And my journey is to come from the bottom of the ocean, make it to the top of the mountain, and not look back or down on others, look back and down on my old self and say, I'm not going to be what and who I used to be. Never, ever again. That's what it's about. That's growth. That's maturation. Strength is knowing when to say no, knowing when to walk away. Strength is not looking up to other people because when you do, they're going to look down on you. I'm going to say it again. Strength is not looking up to other people because when you do, they're going to look down on you. That's not personal. How you looking up to somebody? They got to look down to you? You're looking up to them. You need to be seeing them eye to eye. That's why it's important for people to leave all this celebrity stuff alone. And like I said, with the celebrity thing, another thing with the situation, the circumstance, somebody could have been giving you something that's a celebrity. And that's why you probably started liking them or liking what they do or liking their content. Now they're not even doing that no more. People still be connected to them. You know what I'm saying? People still be connected to them. So it's like, wow, okay. So now I know what it is. The following thing, it's easy to follow, easy to do that. It's the following thing. It's not, I want to do better for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they do what they do, celebrities, because of sponsors. That's what it's about. For sponsors, for companies. They don't care about people. They care about the next paycheck. And that's real to me because at the end of the day, people who work and worrying about that. That's why it confuses me a lot of times when people call quote unquote stars and all of my, oh no, they selling their soul for money. I'm saying people that work regular jobs, they not selling their soul for money because they waiting to get paid like the athletes doing, the basketball players, the football players, the baseball players, the rappers, the actors, the singers, the comedians, they waiting to get paid. They want the check to clear. Just like a regular person on a regular job. Like, you don't really like my job, but I ain't gonna front. I like the money. I don't really want to be here. I can't wait till I get paid. Today, payday. That's how they see it. Some people don't want to wear that uniform to go to Mickey D's. Some people don't want to wear that them blue shirts working at Walmart or the red shirts working at Chick-fil-A, but that's a part of how they get paid. And it might be some other little things within that job application that they got to abide by that they probably don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? Probably like, yo, not for nothing, yo, somebody got to be a Chick-fil-A mascot. And they probably pick random people. When kids come, yo, you got to be the mascot. Like, damn, I really don't want to be the mascot. It's like some people people say selling their soul, they probably don't want to take that role and put on that skirt or put on nail polish or put on makeup. If it's a woman, she probably don't want to dress up and look like a dude. But to get for that check to clear, they got to do what they got to do. And again, I'm not judging nobody. I want people to get their money. I also need people to be mindful that you don't know what somebody's stipulations is to get money. Just like somebody don't know your stipulations to get money. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, staying true to me. I'd rather somebody have to negotiate with me than me have to negotiate with them. Because now if I got to negotiate with them, I'm on their terms. But if they come to negotiate with me, they kind of on my terms. Like, yo, I'm saying, yo, we feeling your podcast. This is what we want to do with you. I accept that or I decline. But if I go to them, it's like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. I'm looking to get more subs. I'm looking to get more money. So now I got to kind of do what they might tell me to do. But if they come to me, I could kind of negotiate. I could be like, all right, you know what? They want me to do all that. Y'all just say y'all the rights to my show, whatever. I give y'all my manuscript. Just pay me behind the scenes and good. You know what I'm saying? Because now I got a little bit more leverage, just a little bit. But if I go to them, what I'm gonna do? So I prefer them to come to me. At least, you know what I'm saying? It's like that when you go to a job. You got to be ready and prepared what they gonna tell you. It's like that when you sign a recording contract to make music. It's like that when you sign an NBA contract. When the team drafts you, they own you. So now you might be like, "Yo, I don't feel like going to practice," but you're gonna get cut from the team. Like, what you gonna do? You want that contract, right? So you want the money, right? Like, so it's hard to really say people be selling their soul. So that means regular people doing it because people working at jobs or in positions they don't want to be in, they thinking about getting paid. They thinking about getting money. So, like, I even know I've been on here for 3 hours, but look, I'm gonna be back tomorrow with another live stream. I appreciate everybody. I sincerely do. Thanks for your time, your effort, your energy. You could have been anywhere. You could have been watching a movie. You could have been enjoying time with family, with your woman, your man, your children. Thank you for tapping in and tuning in to me. It's highly, highly appreciated. Sincerely from the bottom of my heart. So again, thanks for everybody who tapped in. Thanks to the moderator. Thanks to Leonardo. Everybody who tapped in. And if you new, remember, you hit subscribe and the notification bell. How come? So when I go live, the doorbell go off. You look through the people and see it's me, and we can build and we can vibe. All right. So please remember to do that. Notification, subscribe. When the bell go off, look through the people. You'll see it's me. All right. And if you really did like the stream, like it and try to share. You never know what information or gems could be in there for yourself, a loved one, or somebody else. All right. Till next time. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Peace, bro.